gon' hump them, we gon' suck their dicks off. We gon' hump them, we gon' suck their dicks off.
It's about dick, it's about penis. Men are from Mars, but I'm from Venus. Put it in the butt, spick 'em in the shower, and take what's ours. I want to drain the main vein, prostate massage so insane until you scream, I'm so motherfucking gay.
When we gonna fuck though?
Masturbation, ejaculation, slinging lots of semen to the masses. Face to face and now we fornicating, pussy only when I'm busting asses. Meat on you so thick indeed, when I'm pumping hard you're gonna scream, mama. Don't bring condoms to the queen, Brahma. Coming on you with extreme mana.
There has never been, in the history of all human life on this planet, a better intro song for a stream than that one. It's simply impossible. It's never happened, and it will never happen again. That Sus remix goes hard, and frankly, we need The Rock to do a cover. We need him to do a cover. Oh, nice Christmas music? True, that's a Christmas song, all right? If Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then that can be a Christmas song. Suck my cock. Hey, everybody. Holy shit, we got a lot of people watching today, don't we? The fuck? Hey, guys. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Good afternoon. Hey. Hello, Leedy Lobotomy. Hello, Regular Dude, LARPing Ancom, Salmon Peru 1, Blackburn, Summer Star, Syphiluke, Ruby, Kubi Rels, Tungsten Wastrel, Caesar, Winston C, Pepsi Pep, Caesar, hey, what's up? Regular Dude, hello. LARPing Ancom, hi. Poob, how you doing? Shannon Williams, Ganaya Koslov, Alex, somebody who has the same name as me, Mr. Krabs 55, or Mr. Crab, Lexi with like 15 eyes, how are you? I was watching some more news. I thought Warmbo did that. Yeah, that is something that Warmbo would sing, frankly. The Sus remix of the Rock song, Face Off. I'm really sorry that I would that be a cock tease for you to think that was in the video, you know, in the some more news video? Maybe it would be. Hey, if you're watching right now and you are based and not cringe, you know what you should do? There's a thing that you can do that will help out the stream and will be extremely generous and is totally free. It's called liking the stream. Consider dropping a like. Takes half a second. It really, really helps, and I appreciate it a lot. As it turns out, YouTube has a tendency where when a stream first starts or when a stream is first scheduled, YouTube will recommend the stream to my subscribers fairly, constantly. But as the stream goes on, the YouTube's going to stop recommending the stream as much, so people are going to be less likely to have my stream pop up in their notifications if they're subbed to me. Unless people constantly like the stream to let YouTube know that, the stream's worth recommending to my subscribers. So it's completely free. Consider hitting the like button, and yeah, thank you. Anyway, guys, I got some exciting segments to cover today. Now, you'll notice that I'm streaming a little bit earlier than usual, and that is because last night I discovered a brand new technology. Hope you're feeling a little better, by the way. I'm feeling pretty good today, Tungsten Wastrel. I'm having a pretty good day. I had a pretty good night, too, last night, I gotta say. Anyway, though, I just want to say that last night I discovered a new form of technology, okay? For those of you guys that don't know, I have a really hard time getting to sleep at a normal time. It's really difficult for me to fall asleep when I'm not tired, and it's really hard for me to stay up when I am tired. I just got the shit end of both sticks, I'd say. And a huge part of it is even after taking 2 melatonin, Caesar, it is still tough to get to sleep when I'm not tired. Melatonin will enhance the tiredness if I'm already tired, but it can't make me go from 100% awake to even a little tired. Now, the biggest difficulty for me is keeping my eyes shut when I'm not tired. My eyes just don't want to stay shut when I don't want to sleep. I can lay in bed and try to keep them shut, but they'll just droop open, basically, because I'm not tired enough to keep them closed. And that was a big part of why my sleep schedule is so fucked, is I legitimately couldn't fall asleep because my eyes just wouldn't stay shut. So I got one of those things, those eye covers that you can put on that basically makes it so you have to keep your eyes closed, and it's like a little thing you put over your face, and it's like a head thing. I got one of those, and it's full of these little balls, these little gel balls that get really cold, and you can put it in the freezer, and I put that on my face, and it helped a lot. I was able to get to bed fairly early last night, and I was able to wake up pretty early and do a stream in the morning, so that's nice. I found the page for the Christmas mod, which has all the recipes. Wait, really, Weird Amorphous Blob? Make sure to post that in the Discord chat, in the Discord room for the server, the 12 Days of Christmas server. People could use that. Yes, this is a brand new technology. I invented it. I would often fall asleep to Sean's videos. Lonnie always wants to fall asleep to, like, scary story narrations, and I used to be really good at doing that, but, like, sometimes those scary story narrations will be so, like, I'm good at falling asleep to those and I'm already tired, but when I'm already awake, I just get really, like, invested in them, and then I can't sleep. Like, I actually woke up this morning before the sun even came up, because I was having, like, a nightmare, and I woke up really sweaty, and it was because the creepypasta or whatever that was on the TV was, like, it was a good one. I couldn't fall back asleep because I was too invested in it, but I was listening to it, and it was a good one. It was called, I think it was called My Son's Imaginary Friend is Dead, I think was the name of it. Go look it up. You can find it. It's a pretty damn good one. It's got a really interesting twist to it, too. I think you'll quite like that one if you're into the scary stories. But yeah, that one woke me up, and I couldn't get back to sleep because once I wake up, it's a little hard to do that. And so technically, I've only really had about 5 hours of sleep, but it's a good start. I can't fall asleep to streams because I want to pay attention to them. Usually, if I want to fall asleep, I like to fall asleep to things I'm familiar with that I've seen already. You just got like 6 or 7? Really? I went to bed at like 1 or 2, didn't I? And I woke up before the sun had even come up? Have you ever watched Monument Mythos on YouTube? Sounds familiar. I probably have. Have you watched Spider-Man No Way Home? Around 10 times now, yeah. Probably coming up on 10 times now. I just need noise like a loud fan. I can't fall asleep in silence. Holy shit! Oh my god!
Boy asterisk has donated asterisk $100.
Bruh. Dude, that's the daily quota already. I don't even have to shill for people to sub. Also, I will say though, had you donated, instead of $100, you donated $98, the dono goal would have said LEET. It would have been 1337, and it would have said LEET. So you did fuck up the LEET dono, but you donated $100, so I'll forgive you, okay? I'll give you amnesty on that one, on that horrible crime you committed. Holy shit. Emu Boy, thank you for the $100 donation. That is just downright unprecedentedly kind of you, and I really, really do appreciate it. It helps a lot. Like I said many times on here before, I've said it once and I will say it again. If it weren't for you guys, I would not be able to do this for a living as my job, and I really, really am thankful. This job of like streaming has been my dream job since I was 10 years old. I don't think you guys realize, since I was 10 years old, this has been my dream job. Like, you know when you ask a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up, and they say astronaut? To me, this is like I actually achieved the astronaut dream. Because for me, it was to be a YouTuber or a streamer, because that's what Zoomers want to be now. I think YouTuber is now like YouTuber or streamer is like the #1 desired job among like children these days, and teens. Like above every other like field, it's YouTuber and streamer. And I actually managed to achieve it, and frankly, only because of you guys. I don't know if you know this, but I do not make enough money from ad revenue to do this for a living. If it weren't for you guys donating and being so generous, these last few years of doing YouTube full-time, being able to have my own place and pay for it with this job, not having to work either part-time or a full-time wage slave job while making content, the only way I'm able to do those things is because you guys support me so much, and I really do appreciate it. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, times get tough. I'm a smaller streamer and I live at the edge of my means, but I haven't had anything bad happen yet. We're still chugging along, and frankly, I would not be able to say that were it not for you guys. So I want all of you guys to give yourselves a pat on the back, because even if you don't donate, just watching and commenting and talking in chat and liking streams, subscribing to the channel and ringing the bell icon. Even then, even though you haven't actually like given me money or anything, you're still for completely free on your end, helping me in so many ways you couldn't even imagine. Like, just one person leaving a like on a video helps so much. It's ridiculous. So yeah, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. When I was 9, I wanted to be president. I will also one day become president, Caesar. I will. Xanderhal, why don't you supplement your income with a part-time job? You could still stream the same amount of hours. Marshall Abdallah, why would I ever do that? Why would I do that? Like, while currently, like, why would I cut down on my time? Like, why would I do that? The whole point of being a streamer is, like, not to have to worry about being a wage slave. Why would I get Why would I get a part-time job? Hold on, I'm gonna more stable finances. My streams would be dog shit if I had a part-time job, because I'd never stream again. I would probably never stream if I had a part-time job. If I was to get a part-time job, I'd just get a full-time job and quit streaming at that point. Because if I get a part-time job, I'm not going to be able to stream anyway. I'll be too exhausted. I don't think you guys realize, but literally 100% of my energy for the day is taken up by streaming. Like, I am basically a zombie before stream, then I'm entertaining during stream, and then I'm a zombie for the rest of the day. That's me. I work Uber Eats on the side. It's a good way to make extra money. Well, Marshall Abdallah, I've never driven before, and I don't have my license. And don't have a reliable car at all, because I don't have enough money to get a reliable car. So, yeah, that Uber Eats would not be an option. Although, driving for Uber Eats, from what I heard, is actually, like, fairly profitable, but, Zan, you have ADHD? Yes, I do, shenanigans. Diagnosed with it when I was a kid. Gonna try to get re-diagnosed as an adult pretty soon. I've been meaning to make an appointment, but I've been putting it off quite a bit because I'm kind of scared to do so. Not gonna lie, the thought of calling and making the therapist appointment is a pretty frightening thought. So I've been putting it off, and I'm still working on building up the courage to do it. Instacart is better, by the way. Well, yeah, Instacart's better because you're not buying overpriced food from restaurants. You're ordering groceries. I still want you to take a geography quiz. Let's hold off on that till the end of the stream, because I'm pretty sure if I started doing geography right now, 90% of my viewers would leave. So let's get to the politics, huh? Got my surgery yesterday. I'm dying. What surgery? Holy shit. Gold Bond, you okay? Okay, fair, TBH. I don't want you to stop streaming, Xanderhal, so don't get a part-time job, Xan. Listen, all right? For as long as I can afford to do this for a living, all right, I will do this as a full-time job, okay? And let's just hope that we're heading up and not heading down, okay? That strike that I just got is going to hit the channel very hard. Remember, guys, I got hit with a false strike. Cherry's reaching out to the claimants of the strike and trying to resolve it, but I highly doubt they're gonna be nice to us. It's looking like I'm gonna be saddled another 3 months this year in YouTube probation, meaning I will have officially spent half of this year total in YouTube probation, where my videos are not recommended to any new people. For those of you guys that don't know, if you get a community guidelines or copyright strike on your channel, not only does your monetization go down, but also your videos, no, Lonnie, I looked into it. Also, your videos end up getting pushed basically not at all by YouTube to new people. So for the next 3 months until the strike wears off, unless we have it resolved, which has never once happened for me before, we will be having to rely entirely on external ways of growing. That means growing on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Instagram, Twitch. I basically can only grow on platforms that aren't YouTube now, because YouTube has put me in another 3 months this year of YouTube probation. Well, actually, it'll be some into next year. Very bad way to start 2022. I was really hoping that 2022 would be a fresh start and it would be fun, but yeah. But hey, at least I have you guys to support me during these trying times. Can I offer you a strawberry in these trying times? Make sure to not have any cringe takes. If anyone unsubs, that's one less viewer. Weird Amorphous Blob. YouTube is constantly unsubbing people from my channel. I lose around 30 subs a day just from YouTube, sort of like passively unsubbing people that aren't active or deleting accounts and whatnot, because YouTube is constantly taking your subs away when they decide that somebody isn't a frequent enough viewer of your content. So if you just stop watching me and take a break from me for a while, YouTube might just unsub you from my channel and you totally forget I exist. It's happened before. No more doomering, Xanderhal? I am not doomering. However, if you guys want to help me out in these trying times, feel free to donate, subscribe, or gift a sub on my website, xanderhal.com/live, or over on YouTube or Twitch or through Streamlabs. Oh, and also, we are going to be... me and Cherry have a plan for the Patreon. For those of you guys that don't know, I have a Patreon, but I don't really do anything with it. It's just kind of there if you want to like sub. But me and Cherry have been thinking about ways that we can create some exclusive content for the Patreon to encourage people to go sub there. We'll figure something out. We've got some idea. OnlyFans when? Not quite yet, Syphiluk. Not quite that desperate yet. But yeah, that's more or less the plan currently. Oh, also, even cooler announcement, merch is back. Turns out Streamlabs just kind of nuked my merch store for no reason, and that's why it's been broken for a while. But I went through and I redid my merch store, so my merch store is now back up. Not everything that's going to be on there is up yet, though. I don't have the Radicalize My Minecraft stuff up there yet, or the Rainbow logo stuff up yet. I haven't added any like fan art inspired merch or anything like that. I did not have time, Lonnie, when you messaged me that I was watching No Way Home with the boys. So that was out of the question. But yeah, I'll be adding more stuff tonight. But if you see anything on the merch store you feel like picking up, feel free to buy it while I'm streaming. If you buy any of my merch while I'm live, it'll pop up with like a little notification. First thing I see is Zan Booba shirt. Yes, if you buy a Zan Booba shirt, it will pop up above here that you bought the Zan Booba shirt. Or it might just say that you bought merch. I don't know if it'll specify that you bought the Booba shirt. I hope it does. All right. The Chad Xanderhal, the Virgin Geeks and Gamers. True, we're about to dunk on him real good. By the way, I will be covering Geeks and Gamers video about Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, I don't know if Geeks and Gamers video is going to have spoilers, but I will not be spoiling it. So, yeah. If you know the Geeks and Gamers video doesn't have spoilers, then you should be safe, because I won't be spoiling anything, or at least I'll try not to. Which means, Balth, when the segment comes, you better get out of here, because I will literally murder you if you get this movie spoiled for yourself. By the way, who did the 12 Days of Christmas, 12 Days of Xanmas title screen? It looks cool as fuck. That was Lonnie, Tungsten Wastrel. She made that. I'm going to close my ears for the segment. I don't want spoilers. We will soon be doing a... Well, actually, I don't know if it'll be soon, because it looks like Balthazar is going to make us wait for, like, digital release before we can do a watch party in the Discord. Because Balthazar refuses to watch the movie until it's literally perfect quality. Which means we literally have to wait months for it to come out. And Balth's going to get spoiled. And I told Balth we will no longer be friends if they get that movie spoiled for them. That was the deal. When Balth said, I don't want to watch a shitty copy of the movie, I said, all right. Don't get spoiled, though, because if you get spoiled because you refuse to watch the movie with me and I didn't get to see a reaction to some of the reveals, then I can never be friends with you again, because I will literally seethe with rage every time I see you, because I'll be reminded of how much you pissed me off about that. So I gave Balth a very fair warning there, so I hope they're taking every possible route to prevent getting spoiled. They're saying Hawkeye is woke. Well, does it have women and brown people in it? I've seen No Way Home now, but I haven't seen Homecoming or Andrew Garfield movies at all. Well, those aren't necessarily related. The Andrew Garfield movies are like separate continuity from the Tom Holland movies. Why are people messaging me on Discord while I'm streaming? I've seen... Oh, yeah. Okay, guys. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for some good shit? Are you guys ready for some good shit? Here's the plan for today's stream, okay? I've got 4 segments in mind already, all right? We got the Donald Trump betrays the right segment. We got the Kyle Rittenhouse at the TPUSA America Fest event segment. We got the Geeks and Gamers with his shit take on the new Spider-Man movie. And then finally, the segment I promised the day before yesterday, the why conservatives are so quick to defend pedophilia video. So those are the 4 segments we're going to be doing today. The conservatives are pedophiles segment, Geeks and Gamers, Kyle Rittenhouse, and Trump betraying the right. Going to be super fucking pog. And then on top of that, we will be continuing 12 Days of Christmas Minecraft server stuff after all of that. If you are wondering why I didn't stream yesterday, do not worry. As I said, not a single day so far of 12 Days of Christmas has not been streamed. Yesterday, because I needed a day off to repair my brain, because my brain decided no happy chemicals for me that day, I went ahead and I got my boy Ethan to record his POV, or to stream his POV. He goes by Denkcorpse on YouTube. I think he, maybe, does he have a shout-out link in here? He should. There he is. There you go. That's a link to Ethan's channel. There you go. If you want to see days, I believe, 7 and 9 of 12 Days of Christmas, then check out Ethan, a.k.a. Denkcorpse's channel. I was in the call with him, playing the game with him. I just wasn't streaming myself because I didn't really feel like being on camera and streaming. But I was in the game, and the episode was still streamed for that day, and it's just Ethan's POV, and that's it. I may even be uploading Ethan's VODs to my channel if he's cool with it, and putting it into the playlist just to keep like a consistent 12 videos or whatever. Christmas Eve tomorrow? Yes! If you are on the 12 Days of Christmas Minecraft server and you are building an entry to the contest, no, you have 2 days left. Today, tomorrow, and a little bit of the day after that. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. The contest judging takes place on Christmas Day. Your build must be complete if you want a chance to win a $50 Visa gift card as a prize. So, I think you can add his VODs to your playlist without uploading them yourself. Oh yeah, that's true actually, Tungsten Wastrel. That might be possible. Yeah, I think I can do that, yeah. Actually, that works perfectly, yeah. I'll just send Ethan like a new title for it or whatever. Will you be streaming on Christmas, Zan? Yes, both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. They will be earlier streams. They will be earlier in the day for sure. Because, well, I'm trying to make my sleep schedule, you know, not dog shit. Can someone please charge back a $2 donation so the total can be elite? Please don't. Please don't. I really, I'm feeling good having made my daily quota in one dono right at the beginning. Listen, I'll tell you this. My favorite streams are the ones where I hit my daily quota right at the beginning, because then I don't have to worry about how much I make for the rest of the stream. I can just focus on having fun. As long as I make $100 in one stream, we good. I'm happy, and we can just focus on having fun. So that's what we're doing for this stream. By the way, the third Archon, thank you for the Prime sub. I saw that. Don't think I missed it. Thank you. I appreciate that. By the way, if you got Twitch, if you got a Twitch account and you got Amazon Prime and you should have Twitch Prime, which you just do by linking your Amazon account to your Twitch account, and that gives you a monthly free sub for anybody. It's literally completely free, and you can subscribe to a streamer for no cost of your own, and like giving the streamer free money. It's dope. It's pretty cool. Anyway, with all of that said, let's hop right into the news. OBS? Oh, there we go. All right, guys. So for a while now, the new right wing, well, not even new really, but the right wing line to toe when it comes to medical misinformation is full on anti-vax rhetoric. The right has gone headfirst into the anti-vax shit, which actually surprised me originally when the right started to go in this direction, because I always associated like anti-vax with like vegan, hippie, obnoxious, lefty, liberal, like JO crystals and astrology and shit like that. I don't know. That was the kind of thing that I always associated anti-vax shit with. So when the right started doing it, I won't say it surprised me necessarily. I guess it was just a little bit uncharacteristic. Though, then again, Donald Trump, as far back as his original run for his presidency, has multiple quotes spreading anti-vaccine sentiment. I believe the most notable example of this is actually the one in which Donald Trump is talking about vaccines just broadly, way before COVID happened, and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, we pump these little tiny babies full of so many vaccines. It's like babies are not horses. We do not need to be putting so many vaccines in them all at the same time. Just too many. There's just too many. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying it's too many at once. Just too many. We just need to spread out the vaccines. It just seems too dangerous to me. We need to spread out the vaccines till we figure out what's going on. I'm telling you, folks. I'm telling you. So there's a quote like that going back to like 2015 or whatever. So let's I almost said Keemstar because someone in chat's named is Bass Keem. Donald Trump, who isn't that much unlike Keemstar, oddly enough, has got some anti-vax takes going back a while ago. However, during COVID, Donald Trump pushed pretty hard that the vaccines under his administration would be amazing and that COVID was going to get squashed and we'd be able to go back to normal and get back to work and the economy would recover. And everybody was giving Donald Trump so much credit on the right for his expediting of the vaccination process or of the vaccine creation. Well, he didn't expedite it. The U.S. government did, not him specifically, but still. In coordination with like Pfizer and Moderna and whatnot, and the CDC and WHO and whatnot. But then Biden got elected. Biden got elected right around the same time the vaccines came out. So the person who kind of got the credit for the vaccine rollout was Biden. And the right went from, yeah, Donald Trump has brought us the vaccine, hell yeah, and being super pro-COVID vaccine because Donald Trump was president when it was being made. Now that Biden is president and Biden's the one rolling out the vaccines, you'll notice for the last year that Biden's been president, they've all gone full anti-vax, making up conspiracies about how your skin will become magnetic if you get the vaccine. You guys know that was a talking point, right? CNN had to bring on a doctor from the CDC to explain why it is scientifically impossible for your skin to become magnetic because you got injected with a vaccine. That's the level of intelligence that conservatives are operating on. And one of the biggest perpetuators of the anti-vax conspiracy shit happens to be our favorite grifter. And the reason why I call this person a grifter is look up this person's name and then the word grifter and then click on the first article that appears and you will be floored by how much evidence there is to support that this person lacks any what's the word for it? Integrity whatsoever. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. So Candace Owens, the person in question, Candace Owens is lying to her followers about her refusal to get vaccinated. So this is Candace Owens at Madison Square Garden. And then if you go to the Madison Square Garden website, in order to plan an event there and to get in, all guests 12 and older are required to provide proof of COVID-19 vaccination. This means you've had at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine prior to attending, and guests may also show proof of a full COVID-19 vaccination. You have to be vaccinated in order to get in. So either Candace Owens had a fake vaccine card and literally broke the law, in which case she should be reported to the police and subsequently arrested for falsifying a vaccine identification or vaccine card. Or Candace Owens is a lying grifter who tells her audience that she hasn't and will never get vaccinated, but she did because she still wants to, because she knows the vaccine is safe and she's a liar, and she wants to be able to go to events like this and doesn't actually give a fuck about the things that she preaches. What do you guys think is more likely? I'll let you guys guess. Either way, Candace Owens is a massive piece of shit. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's just no getting around it. Candace Owens is a huge piece of shit in this situation. But with that said, if you guys want to see how lacking in any semblance of integrity Candace Owens is, here is Candace Owens in an interview with Donald J. Trump, former president of our lovely, real nation, the United States of America, just completely folding on her anti-vax takes the second Trump pushes against it. Just absolutely folding on everything she stood for the last year the second Donald Trump even slightly disagrees with it. Get ready for this. This is downright actual clown world moment, okay? You know how back in 2019 the right was doing the clown world meme, like the Nazis were doing the clown world meme? We're living in an actual clown world now, and the right are the clowns. Let's watch.
In terms of big pharma, which is a huge topic on the minds of mothers, especially. You're seeing what's happening at these school board meetings. Where do you stand on these vaccine mandates? And obviously, I know that you are pro-vaccine. Obviously, you did everything you could to get this vaccine out. I know where you stand on the vaccine.
It was one of the greatest achievements. We did it in less than 9 months.
To be able to do that. Yeah, but now it's taken a twist, right? It's gotten, now we went from this is a good thing and people should have this option to military men, you're going to have to resign because you're not getting this vaccine. Where do you stand on that?
Well, I stand on, forget about the mandates, that people have to have their freedom, but at the same time, the vaccine is one of the greatest achievements of mankind. We would have had in 1917, remember the Spanish flu, killed perhaps 100 million people. Actually, it ended the First World War because the soldiers were so, a lot of people don't know that. The soldiers got so sick. It was a terrible thing. There were no vaccines.
Didn't Donald Trump's dad draft dodge World War I? Or was it World War II? Which war did Donald Trump's dad draft dodge? By the way, draft dodging is not cringe. Or was it his grandfather? His grandfather draft dodged. I know for that. I know that's sure. I will. Oh, and Trump dodged too. Listen, draft dodging is not cringe, okay? It is not cringe. However, Trump dodged the Vietnam War. You think that's something worth criticizing him for? What I will say, though, is that I don't have respect for people who have draft dodged that then go all in with, like, the super pro-military LARP shit. Because I know that's a thing that happened, okay? I know that's a thing that fucking happens. There are motherfuckers out there who are now boomers who dodged the Vietnam War because basically every teenager back then was protesting the Vietnam War, and a shit ton of them draft dodged, and now they're all a bunch of conservative boomers that are like LARPing as military like preppers and shit like that, and yet they literally dodged the draft for the one war they could have actually fought in. I don't like it when that happens. That shit is cringe, okay? You can't literally dodge the draft when you're a kid, and then as an adult do the like always wearing camo military LARPy guy. And I know these people exist because I grew up in rural Florida for a good amount of my life, and I had friends whose dads dodged the draft, and like they're like, my friends would tell me, yeah, my dad's super conservative, he dodged the draft, but do not tell him that I told you that he dodged the draft for the Vietnam War. Otherwise, he'll get really, really mad because he's super into military shit. My friend Grant, his dad was exactly like this, and that is the most pathetic shit in the world. Though I will say Donald Trump is dropping some base takes here. It is literally the bare minimum to expect from a human being that they, like, listen to scientists. But Donald Trump has set the bar so low that this is impressive for him.
Would know anything. I came up with a vaccine, with 3 vaccines. All are very, very good. Came up with 3 of them in less than 9 months. It was supposed to take 5 to 12 years.
And yet more people have died under COVID this year, by the way, under Joe Biden, than under you. And more people took the vaccine this year. So people are questioning how...
Well, no, the vaccine worked, but some people aren't taking it. The ones that get very sick and go to the hospital are the ones that don't take the vaccine. But it's still their choice. And if you take the vaccine, you're protected. Look, the results of the vaccine are very good. And if you do get it, it's a very minor form. People aren't dying when they take the vaccine.
What about the masking of children? That's a big one for moms right now.
I think it's a terrible thing.
That flies in the face of science. The kids have a virtual 0% chance of dying of COVID. And
giving kids masks during a pandemic so they don't get sick is flying in the face of science because kids have a lesser chance of dying from the sickness? Holy shit. Hey, you know what? Kids are so damn resilient. Why do we even teach our kids to wash their hands, you know? Like, does Candace Owens have any children? Does she? I don't know. I hope Candace Owens doesn't teach her kids to like wash their hands and scrub under their nails, because children are way less likely to die of any sickness or disease. Kids are always getting dirty and stuff like that. So I hope you're not teaching your kids to wash their hands. That just flies in the face of science, frankly.
And yet they're insisting on these vaccine mandates. I'm sorry, on these masking mandates, and now even the vaccine mandates for small children. Right. And what's going on there? I
think what's happening is you look at the masks where Fauci and a lot of other people said masks don't mean anything. All of a sudden he becomes a radical masker. Crazy. I don't like to see the kids with the masks on.
Conservatives are so. I want to point out why conservatives have you guys ever wondered why conservatives like never seem to be able to understand the concept of scientists thinking a thing and then discovering information contradictory to what they believed and then changing their mind? Have you guys ever wondered why conservatives seem incapable of understanding that, and like why Fauci changed his opinion on that? And how that's not a hypocritical thing or like flip-flopping on an issue. That's just being a scientist. That's just properly engaging in the medical field. That's how we do things. If we are led to believe a thing by existing evidence and then more evidence comes along that debunks that previously believed thing and supports another argument, you ought to change your opinion to that new belief based on the more readily available data and information that you have and evidence. But the reason why conservatives seem incapable of understanding this and seem to always assume it's some kind of hypocrisy is because conservatives see changing your mind based on being exposed to new evidence as a liberal or leftist thing. Conservatives have a confirmation bias. Yes, that is the term. Any information that contradicts their worldview, they completely block it out. They have a full-on cognitive dissonance in that respect. They just block it out. They don't care. Any information that supports their worldview, they'll appropriate it for any narrative they see fit. But they will never consider information that disagrees with them, and they will never change their opinions. Do you want to know how I know that? Because conservatives who change their opinions upon being introduced to new data that supports a new opinion aren't conservatives anymore. They either become liberals, like kind of left-leaning centrists, if they're not fully in it yet, or leftists. Good example of this would be Hunter Avallone, or yours truly. I'm an example of that. Masker is such a weird word. Let's be clear here, by the way. Trump still has to kowtow to his base. They're really mad about this. They are really, really mad about this interview, but they still have to kowtow to their base. By the way, I do want to point out that Candace Owens has been saying for a while now the vaccines are deadly. She literally did a video where she talked about how the vaccines are killing people, like young people who exercise and engage in extraneous sports. She's talking about how young people are dying in droves from that. We did a video where we responded to that, and now she's just not even pushing back a tiny bit from Trump saying no one's dying from the vaccine. The vaccine's totally safe. She doesn't even push back a little bit because it's all for the money. It's all for the grift. It's all disingenuous. She has no integrity. She got no integrity.
For small children, right. And what's going on there?
I think what's happening is you look at the masks where Fauci and a lot of other people said masks don't mean anything.
By the way, great fucking point, Glitchmaster. Fucking based. Great fucking point. Glitchmaster, do you just want to take my fucking place in the stream? Because that was such a true and base take that not even I thought of, that I feel like you'd be doing my job better than me right now. Holy fuck, what a base, true fucking take. Yup, it's seen as a sign of weakness to admit you're wrong as a conservative. Fucking true. Conservatives unironically see it as a sign of weakness that you ought to be ashamed of if you're ever wrong and admit it and change your opinion. That's viewed as weakness rather than strength. I view failure as a political pundit as winning, because if I fail at something, I learn a lesson. Now, I may be learning a lesson the hard way, but I'm going to survive it and I'm going to come out of it better at what I do. But conservatives don't see it that way. The reason why conservatives built the online blood sports game is because they view being wrong or losing a debate as you being less than, like, not being worth anything anymore. Like, less than not being worth any like losing a debate to them means that you're not worth paying any attention to or believing. They see changing your mind or admitting that you're wrong as a weakness, because these people don't care about the truth. They care about a sycophantic addiction to a political ideology that they've very, very strongly glued themselves to.
I think all of a sudden he becomes a radical masker. I don't like to see the kids with the masks on. They're sitting in school. They have a hard enough time sitting in school.
It's like China. I've been to China.
Well, and yet China's education system's a hell of a lot better than ours. You know what? They're rated number 2 or 3, and we're rated number 44.
But masking.
What political party is it that advocates for paying teachers less, not teaching actual real-life history that's happened in this country, and tries to advocate for students to not be taught science and instead to be taught the Earth is 7,000 years old? What political party do you think is responsible for America having a notoriously bad education system? I'll tell you one thing. Most of the countries with the highest education systems, like the best education systems in this world, are very left-leaning countries that have strong social safety nets, very high taxes for the wealthy and the middle class, and a very strong welfare state, as well as high-paid teachers and very well-funded education system. And they're run by, well, SOCDEMs, very SOCDEM-like countries, you know, like Norway and Finland and shit.
Children. I mean,
No, it's bad.
the way it looks, right? It doesn't look like a free country.
I'm against it.
Amazing. Donald Trump never would have said this during his presidency. There's no way Donald Trump would have said that no one is dying from the vaccine during his presidency. It would never fucking happen. He would have never said that. It would have lost him the election in an instant. It would have been a complete election killer. You're completely right about that, Lonnie. Completely fucking right. More like cockdem. The thing about conservative politicians is they know all the true facts and all the problems in the world. They just manipulate their base to support them so they can push the wrong solutions because the wrong solutions benefit the rich and the conservative politicians. Yes, that is true. That is based and very true. Anyway, I think that's more or less all there is to be said about that clip. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like on it, subscribing, ringing the bell icon, and maybe even commenting down below. Helps the video and my channel out a lot. And if you happen to be watching this live right now, which, well, I'm live right now, so all of you that I'm referring to currently are watching live, consider dropping a free like on the stream. It's completely free. It takes a second, only a second. It helps out a lot, and it really does just help out a lot, and it's totally free. And if you want to see more from me online, please consider following all my social medias linked down below, from my Patreon, my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, even my fan Discord, where I do watch parties of movies, play games with my fans, and even just generally hang out and just chill with you guys. It's completely free to join. It's a great community. Consider hitting that join link down there in the description. And finally, my merch store is now back up. So if you want to buy some beautiful Xanderhal merch, consider hitting that merch link down there in the description and picking yourself up a Xanderhal booba shirt, or maybe a Xanderhal mug, or a Xanderhal t-shirt, or the soon-to-be released I Was Radicalized by Minecraft, a Xanderhal brand t-shirt. All right? It's going to be fucking dope. But no matter how you supported me, whether it be a like, a comment, a view, or even a donation, or even buying merch, I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Sheesh! What a good segment. Holy fuck. Tell me that outro especially didn't go hard, okay? When's the fan call-in stream, Zan? Tomorrow. One like for you? Thank you. Can I offer you a YouTube like on your stream in these trying times? The Xanderhal logo looks so cool for real. I think so too. People kept saying it looks like the Nazi, like the swastika, the Nazi logo, the swastika. If you guys want to know the story behind my logo, literally all I did was I paid an artist on Fiverr and said, make me an X logo that doesn't look like the X-Men logo. And then they made that. And it looks like a shuriken is what I always thought. Or like a windmill or a fan is always what I thought. But I'm fine with the logo. It looks pretty good to me. I know someone who will argue that Santa is real and a danger. Santa Claus is real and not a danger. Okay, hold on. I've been meaning to talk about it. But we got to talk about some discourse going on right now. All right. Hypers in chat, if you believed in Santa when you were a kid. I think we all did. For me, believing in Santa Claus, even though I was pretty upset with my mom when I found out Santa Claus wasn't real, because I felt like I'd been lied to, as I've gotten older, I've realized in hindsight that my believing in the existence of Santa as a child really, really brightened up my childhood. Like, being a kid and believing in sort of a harmless lie that is the existence of Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, etc., just adds so much, like, brightness and magic to my childhood. Like, think about it. Believing that an actual magic guy exists that brings you your presents as a kid, and, like, parents backing that up. Now, believing in the Christian God is one thing, because Christianity is used, and all religion really, is used as a way of manipulating people's, like, emotions and their behavior. But more or less, the Santa Claus myth is basically harmless. The most it really does in regards to manipulating your kids is saying, hey, you're not going to get very good presents this year if you're not good. And I think it's probably okay to bribe your kids with, you know, positive reinforcement for behaving, right? Hey, are we not all on board with positive reinforcement when it comes to raising kids? I am. I don't think negative reinforcement works with children. Positive reinforcement definitely works. Rewards for being good works way better when raising a child than punishments for being bad, okay? I never once stopped being bad because I got punished, okay? That just built resentment between me and my mom or my parents. But getting rewards for being good definitely made me want to be good, because I want things that I want way more than I don't want to be punished. So I think that Santa Claus, well, you are definitely lying to your kids, and there is some level of, you know, maybe that leaves a bad taste in our mouth, the lie to our children route, the likes of this. I do think that it's important that these lessons are taught, and I think that Santa Claus is a good way to do it. Alex Mex 90, amazing fucking point. It kind of teaches delayed gratification, because it makes possible to learn that if you hang on, they will get a nice prize by the end of the year. Absolutely correct. The belief in Santa Claus teaches children that sometimes doing a good thing and being good, you're not going to be rewarded for it immediately. Yes, good things will happen to you generally if you are a good person. People generally pay back kindness in kind. But it may not be instant gratification for your good behavior. So a whole year leading up of needing to behave in order to get whatever Christmas presents you want teaches children that sometimes you have to be a good person and behave, not just because you may be rewarded, but because it's the right thing to do. And part of that is teaching that instant gratification isn't always a good thing. Anyway, I think that that teaching children about Santa is super based, but I will admit, conservatives are right about the war on Christmas. All right, the war on Christmas is unironically real. All right, I'm taking this as a hot fucking take. The war on Christmas is real. A lot of people, especially leftists online, have been posting the most dumb fuck, anti-Christmas, anti-Santa Claus, anti-cheer during the holiday season takes I've ever seen. Some of these takes literally just read to me as no fun allowed. No fun. You're not allowed to have fun. Stop having fun. If I'm not having fun, you're not allowed to either. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Reading libs talk about this shit is so bizarre. Like, it's utterly simple and inarguable. Lying to your children is abusive. Say what you will about my commie mom and anarchist dad, but they never felt there was any question about Santa. Lying to your children about Santa Claus is abusive. Leftism is when no fun, Caesar. Unironically, it is. Leftism is when no fun. As a matter of fact, I'll tweet that right now. Fucking LARPer. Well, they don't follow me on Twitter, which probably means they're stupid. And the fact they have any type of flag in their bio also signals to me that they're probably fucking stupid. Yeah, if you have a flag in your name or in your bio that's not an LGBT flag or a trans flag or whatever, then you're probably a fucking idiot. And you should probably give yourself a lobotomy with like an ice pick and a hammer that you got from your dad's toolbox, okay? In hightail. What if it's my state flag? It depends which state, Will, from PA. If it's Pennsylvania, then no, that's also cringe because Pennsylvania is a shitty state. Anyway, obviously, also the absurd nonsense in that article, like kids can't tell what's real anyway, and kids aren't invested in accurate models of the world because they play. 4-year-olds will angrily lecture you for referring to slightly outdated paleontological theories. I guess that's kids liking dinosaurs. Learning Santa isn't real was unironically what spiraled me down into a reactionary atheist hole. Wait, are you blaming your radicalization to the right on finding out Santa isn't real? I'm sorry. Does this person follow me on Twitter? Thank God they don't. God, thank God they don't follow me. It's such a good litmus test for whether or not somebody has brain damage on Twitter. Oh my God. Whether or not there's a follows you like tag next to somebody's Twitter name is literally the perfect litmus test for whether or not somebody should ever be taken seriously. Oh my fucking God. I've got your nose. My parents tried to play along, but I was a diehard realist as a kid. The one time my mom took me to see the Easter Bunny, I pulled up his sleeve and said, "You're not the Easter Bunny. You've got normal skin." On Christmas, it was, "Are we leaving out cookies for Dad again, Lamau?" The tooth fairy thing stopped when I handed my dad a tooth and was like, "Why do I have to wait till I'm asleep to get a quarter? I know it's you." They were always so disappointed in me. Oh my God. I'm clapping. Malice, aka Antifa Super Stripper. I'm fucking clapping. Oh my God. You were such a smart child. Oh my God. Oh my God. So fucking brave. As a child, you were able to figure out that the guy dressed up as the Easter Bunny at the grocery store wasn't an actual bunny. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Soy. I'm sorry. I took that bit maybe a little bit too far. Here's a based comment. It's not a lie. It is make-believe play. I don't see anarchist ethics as bearing upon it one way or another. Cultural traditions are of make-believe or paracosm are just... what the fuck does this word mean? Hold on. I've never heard this word before, and we're learning what it means. A paracosm is a detailed imaginary world. Oh. Like Middle Earth is a paracosm. How's it pronounced? The most famous... Hey! I use Lord of the Rings as an example. The most famous example of paracosm is J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle Earth, a fictional world in which his famous works The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings are based. See? That's proof right there. I'm a quick learner. Or paracosm are just a thing people do. It is related to similar questions about religion. Atheists think anarchy requires atheism too. Let's be real, guys. Believing in Santa and religion are not that similar, okay? You may be believing in, like, an imaginary friend. My problem with religion is that conservatives didn't, like, religious people didn't grow out of it when they became adults, right? Like, I think I was 8 or 9, maybe, when I found out Santa Claus wasn't real. Maybe a little bit late to figure that out, perhaps, but that was when I figured it out, personally. And, as a matter of fact, I didn't even figure it out myself. My grandma told me that Santa Claus wasn't real, and I was like, well, my mom's gonna die for lying to me. And then I grew up and I realized that it was probably good. Did God pay child support? The fact that God does not pay child... If God is my father, according to Christianity, all our fathers, that motherfucker better be paying all of us child support. Why is God not leaving like $2,000 a month on my fucking front porch? God is a pretty shitty dad in that case. Anarchist. Parents, stop lying to your children even about Santa. Non-anarchist. I don't just lie to my kids about Santa. I lie to my kids about what sex is, what drugs are, that their pet died, and that their grandparent died. Dude, leftism is legitimately just when no fun. I cannot fucking believe it. This is so fucking bizarre. Check your mail, Santa denier. All right, that one's catching a like from me, all right? That's a good one. How do I not follow Keffel's new account? Well, there we go. What else we got here? Saw a kid hit by a car on my way home from school. I was probably about 6. Mom told me they were fine and ushered me on, made me feel better, moved on with my life. Now in reality, the kid's brains were all over the road. Was that lie abusive? Yep, because I, as a super logic lord, see that there is no gray area in the world. This is a very good... This is a very good point, and this person is making fun of the people that are getting mad. This is sarcasm, by the way. Yep, because I, as a super logic lord, see that there is no gray area in the world, and lying is always abusive no matter what, forever. I find it very comforting to live in a world of black and white because my beliefs can never be challenged since I refuse to engage with nuance. Yeah, like, do you think it's a good idea to tell your, like, 5 or 6-year-old that their dog died? Like, that they're, like, to explain to them what death is and to cause them to have, like, that breakdown of their innocence so early in their life? Like, when I was a kid, like, the thing I miss most about a kid is not really understanding what death was or worrying about it. Like, just really not understanding or caring. Now that I'm an adult and I'm 22 years old, it's like, fuck. I've lived at least a third of my life. I mean, I've lived a third of my life, you know? All the experiences I've had for my entire life so far, I'm only going to get to experience that 2 more times before statistically I'm likely to die. Not to mention I vape. I'm probably going to die of lung cancer at 60. You're going to die at 66? Nobody in my family has lived past 60. Nobody in my family's lived past 60. Not for generations. Not my grandpa, not my grandma. My mom won't live past probably 50. She's expecting a cancer diagnosis basically any year now. At this point, she's been smoking a pack a day up until very recently in her life. I mean, just really the only family members I have left that are alive are my uncles and my mom. That's really it. Those are really the only family members I have that are left alive. Basically, all my family members die in their 50s. And just going off of the trend, I'm probably going to end up the same way. Like, probably died. Cancer is really common in my family. Getting cancer in my 50s for me is extraordinarily likely, especially vaping. I'll probably get lung cancer somewhere in my mid-50s to probably my early 60s. That's like around my mid-60s is when my barometer for when I'll die of natural causes is set, not accounting for random acts of God type death. Now, I will say I've accepted death entirely. Frankly, I am not scared of it at all whatsoever. A friend of mine tried DMT, and following that experience, for some reason, even though I did not try it, I had suddenly, become a lot more accepting of my place in the universe. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Anyway, imagine saying that telling kids that Santa is real is abusive. I actually can't believe it. And I'm going to hit you guys with a hot take, okay? Santa Claus is about as real as communism is, okay? If we're under the impression that communism has never been practiced, like in its true, pure form, then teaching people that communism is good might as well be abusive as well. I'm sorry, it's true. Point me to one society in our existence that has practiced the actual utopian perfect form of communism that theory seems to purport, it hasn't happened. Overwhelmingly, it tends to be red fascist authoritarians appropriating worker, proletariat narratives in order to obtain a authoritarian power structure in which they control everything. Look at China, look at Russia, look at Russia, the Soviet Union, not current Russia. I mean, China and Russia right now are not communist. You guys understand what I mean. Jesus Christ, talk with Demon Mama. It's not too late. About what shenanigans? Wait, is Demon Mama anti-Santa? Zan, do you think there might be a difference between economic theories and Santa? Hyper Hooper? Both are equally real. Okay? Santa is an idea, and communism is an idea. Both are equally real. DM loves Christmas? Oh, that's good. Wait. No, she doesn't. Does she? Didn't I ask her to, I think she told me that, the holidays are difficult for her at some point. That's all I know. But maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I don't know. Either way, DM loves Impness. That's good to know. Anyway, listen up. If you are a parent out there and you're watching this right now and you're like a MILF, then I need you to DM me at Xanderhal TV on Twitter. But following that, I do want to talk about it's okay to teach your children that Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, etc. are real. However, I would argue that once your child reaches an appropriate age, I think 10 is probably a good one. Around 10 years old, you should probably tell your child that Santa's not real. Because beyond that point, they're probably going to find out from a classmate, like at school, and that could cause, an issue. Or they might end up getting made fun of at school or by their peers because they believe Santa exists. And it could end up being a problem if you let them go on with that. And same goes for God as well. You should probably tell your kids God's not real around 10 as well. That's probably a pretty good area to do it as well. It's really bizarre to me that Christian parents acknowledge that Santa isn't real because they'll wrap presents for their kids and stuff, and they still believe in God. Isn't that funny that conservatives lie to their kids about God existing? Or about Santa existing, but they themselves believe in God. I always find that really funny. I don't once I figured out that Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and all that weren't real. Once I figured out Santa Claus wasn't real, everything else clicked for me. Okay, so that means magic isn't real then, right? So we're taught in that case there is no magic. So you're telling me magic isn't real? That means there's no Easter Bunny, no Tooth Fairy, no God, no angels, no demons, hell, heaven, none of that. And my mom was like, yeah, basically. And I was like, well, that fucking sucks. And on that day, my childhood ended. Watch out, Vosh will get hexed. What? But Zan, you won't get presents. Don't worry. Listen, frankly, the best present I could ask for is being able to do this for a living, okay? Literally, I don't know if you guys know this, but from the age of 10 till my parents stopped buying me Christmas presents, every present that I asked for every Christmas was streaming and YouTubing equipment, upgrades for my computer, microphones, cameras, streaming software, recording software, etc. My gift request for Christmas, basically my whole childhood, was for stuff that would let me do this for a living. So I kind of got my Christmas present by being a YouTuber and it being my job. This is my dream. So, guys just ask for money. Listen, that's what I would like for Christmas, honestly. A little extra dosh to buy Christmas presents for the people I care about would be fucking dope. Especially just not having to worry so much about bills on Christmas would be dope. Cash is a base gift. Cash is the best gift you can give literally anybody because they can buy what they want with it. You don't have to know exactly what would be best for them. If you just give someone $50, then chances are they can buy the thing they want most for $50.
Welcome to capitalism.
Isn't that like $100? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. That's $100. Jesus fucking Christ. Reza Sutra. Reza Sutra. What the fuck? Oh my lord. Reza Sutra. Thank you so fucking much for the 20 tier 1 gifted subs. Holy Christ. Good lord. Thank you. That is extremely, extremely kind of you. Gifted subs to Alex Mexa 90, Regular Dude, Colt Anderson, Z the Freeman, Donald Thompson 3, Behanort, Akira Tanakel, Stokes Theorem, Slowbeck, Syphiluk, Foxophonist, Salmon Peru 1, Raza Triton, Spyro Gal, Vander, Emarasa, Gator Gamer, Hyper Hooper, Incognito, and Ancient Paradox. That's a surprising amount of people there that I've never even seen talk in chat. There's so many like lurkers on the website that never even speak that I just totally forget exist. Like, guys, when you're in chat and you're lurking, just talking does so much for my like morale. It's ridiculous. Just like when you're like in chat and you could talk but you're lurking, I just find that sad because I love when people talk. Most of you guys talk, but there are a lot of people that don't. That just kind of lurk, you know? I'm shy though. Yotsashi? Is that how I pronounce your name? Yotsachi? Hold on, yeah, Yotsachi, I think is how it's pronounced. No need to be shy, okay? It's just the internet. Listen, guys, I'm gonna be completely real. I don't know why, but I've never felt any type of stage fright when it comes to... Wait, I just realized I need to do my outro. I'm stun locking mid-segment. If you enjoyed this segment, please consider leaving a like on the video. It does help out a lot. Consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon over on my YouTube channel if you want to see more from me and you want YouTube to actually tell you when I go live or upload a new video, because trust me, they won't do it otherwise. Consider commenting down below as well, because it helps the video out too. Oh, and if you're watching this live right now on YouTube, streaming it, consider dropping a like on the stream. It helps the stream out a lot. It helps raise the viewer count on the stream while it's happening live, and it's completely free and it takes half a second. Consider dropping that sub. I really do appreciate it. And of course, if you want to see more from me online, consider following all my social media linked down below in the description of the video, including my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, my merch store where you can buy the brand new merch, including the brand new I Was Radicalized by Minecraft, a Xanderhal t-shirt. It's going to be a banger. It's going to sell out quick, so make sure to buy some. And of course, follow my Twitter and join my fan Discord where... Join my fan Discord where I play video games with people.
Has donated $10.
Be sure to join my fan Discord where I play video games with people, do watch parties, and even just generally hang out with my fans. It's a great community. It's free to join, so just go ahead and hit the join link down in the description and hop right on in. We're trying to hit 5,000 or 6,000 members by the end of the year. And of course, if you feel like donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website or on any other platform, I definitely would appreciate it, as this is my job, and your donations and your financial contributions would allow me to do this for a living, and you guys have been extraordinarily generous. And with all that said, no matter how you support me, whether it be through a like, a comment, a view, or even a donation, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Cheers! Stephanie, thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate that. So kind of you. You didn't say anything, but I ain't complaining. $14.49. Hell yeah. Sheesh. Look at that. I'm a lurker too. Well, Stephanie, I appreciate the $10. I lurk. Hello, Steam Oven. How you doing? I'm surprised the shirt didn't say Sonic Lamau. Nah, the I Was Radicalized by Minecraft thing's a pretty... You know what? Guys, when I drop the I Was Radicalized by Minecraft shirt, you guys I'm going to post it on Twitter, and I'm going to @ Willie Mac. I'm going to @ the Willie Mac show guy. Remember when I debated him and he made the really cringy jokes about me being radicalized by Minecraft? We need to @ him, and I need all of you to like and retweet my tweet when I do that, so he's forced to acknowledge it, because I want him to buy that shirt, and I want him to rep that shirt because he's going to be the new host of Drama Alert. Those guys that don't know, Willie Mack Show, the guy that I literally everybody agrees that I completely whooped in that debate, he's becoming the new host of Drama Alert, taking over for Keemstar. So hopefully the shirt that he inspired, hopefully he'll buy that and wear it, and maybe even give us some free advertising on that on Drama Alert. You know? No way, Lamau. Yup. I'm out here beating Drama Alert hosts in debates before they're even Drama Alert hosts. Didn't he shit on Keemstar? Literally everybody on the internet at some point in their life has shit on Keemstar, okay? Even Keemstar's greatest friends on the internet have shit on him, okay? Boblax, Augie, Nick Diorio, all of them have all shit on Keemstar at some point. Because Keemstar, at least every once in a while, does something objectively fucking stupid that's warranting criticism.
Welcome to capitalism, my dude.
Net button.
Did I just get gnomed? Did you just fucking gnome me? Go on ahead. Go on ahead. Go on. Go on.
Hello, my old chum. I'm not a gnolf. I'm not a gnoblin. I'm a gnome. And you've been
gnomed. Guys. Never mind. It's secret memes. I can't say it. Sorry. Can't say it. It's not public yet, so I can't say it. I'm sorry. Secret memes. You'll find out eventually. Bro, I just got my finger stuck in a plastic water bottle. Help. How did you manage that, Poob? How did you manage that? How did you actually pull something like that off? Preparing to nuke the gnome demo? Not quite yet. All right. Thank you very much for that, though. I appreciate it. Thank you for the $5. Jesus Christ. What's at 5:45? Based. All right, listen up. It's time for Kyle Rittenhouse. All right. Hold on. Ooh. My jaw be popping today. Of all people, it was actually Counterpoints who posted this and criticized it. I'm telling you guys, if you don't follow Counterpoints, he is like the it is a bit of a stretch to say he's a conservative, because it's kind of like good conservative is kind of a oxymoron. But as far as conservative identifying people go, he's probably the most reasonable of all of them I've ever seen. Every time I've been in like a debate panel with him, he's usually taken a fairly nuanced position, even if we disagree. He's not unwilling to criticize Trump or the right, and while that may literally be the bare minimum, I mean, there's only much that can be said. By the way, he retweeted this meme, and frankly, I'm here for it. I'm here for this meme. I can't believe they actually made this meme into a live action version. They made a live action version of the meme, where like the nerdy kid grows up to be successful, and the girl he had a crush on in high school is like living a pretty shitty life. L Nerd, Disney Plus, Pixar Plus, Marvel Plus, Star Wars Plus, National Geographic. El Nerd no se acuerda de nadie. I can't fucking remember how to speak Spanish, okay? Listen, all right? I was in fucking 7th grade last time I spoke Spanish, any type of fluently. All right, hold on. I gotta find this segment. It's gonna make you guys want to kill yourselves, but it's gonna happen. Hold on, I'm looking for it. Oh God. Oh no. Whew. Fuck, where's the video? Holy shit, is YouTube taking the video down? The fuck? Okay, well this MSNBC segment has a clip here. I don't think I'm going to be able to make this into a segment, guys. If I play this, I might catch a second strike. I can't play anything from MSNBC. I'm sorry, guys. I might have to skip the Kyle Rittenhouse segment. I can't find a clip from anywhere that won't strike my channel and delete and get it deleted. Right now, if I catch another strike, that's 2 strikes out of 3. One more and my channel gets deleted. I cannot hit 2. By the way, if I hit 2 strikes, I can't stream for 90 days on my YouTube channel or upload. That would be the end of my YouTube career. If I get another strike on my channel while the current one is active, it's the end of my YouTube career unless I can repeal it. YouTube will, once you get 2 strikes, you're banned from uploading or streaming for 90 days. That would kill my channel. For one, I can't live without donos and streaming and uploads for 90 days to begin with. I don't have that much savings. And 2, even if I was able to survive that 90 days and come back from it, not being able to upload or stream for 90 days would literally kill my channel. God, I hope so. Oof. I piped your mom, buddy. And now you're banned. Yes, I am, Stephanie, and it is not coming up on YouTube. Not the one I'm looking for, at least. Sorry, guys. Gonna have to skip the Kyle Rittenhouse segment. It's alright, though. I did a surprise segment anyway, so we're still getting 4. Oh, no. Guys. Oh, no, this person in YouTube chat thinks I'm a Trump supporter. Oh, my God. This no profile picture haver in YouTube chat thinks I'm a Trump supporter. Look what they said. Crimea River MAGA dummies. Of course Trump betrayed you. He betrays everybody. Every person dumb enough to get anywhere near Trump is broke, in jail, or both. You're not wrong, but why would you assume... Why would you say it like that? Do you, like, think I'm a Trump supporter? Because the title? Like, I don't know. Also, bit classist, okay? Calling Trump supporters poor is not a good insult, okay? I called people poor Republicans when I was younger, okay? I have moved past that classism, okay? I've evolved. Yeah, being in YouTube chat does kind of lower your IQ, just like almost as like a proximity debuff, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, I guess we can't do the Kyle Rittenhouse segments. Let's move on to the next thing then. Geeks and Gamers. One second, chat. Here it is. My lovely chatters, one of the things that I've missed the most during the pandemic has to be movie theater culture. And a big part of that, especially now that I'm an MCU fan, and I only recently became a fan of the MCU back in 2018, right at the tail end when they released Infinity War. I literally watched all the MCU movies for the first time, like in a binge watch marathon, right before watching Infinity War, so I'd understand what was going on, simply because of all the hype. And honestly, I got hooked on it in 2018. I'd never seen an MCU movie before that. And then sadly, just a year later, the pandemic started. And a huge part of being a Marvel fan, of being a fan of the MCU, is being able to go to the movie theater on the opening night of one of these super hyped up Marvel movies. And DC movies suck. Don't even try to pretend they even can hold a candle to the hype that is generated by like the least exciting MCU movie. Or like a middling MCU movie. Like, I'm pretty sure Shang-Chi had more like hype behind it than fucking the what was it called? The Snyder Cut, okay? I'm pretty sure that movie had more hype behind it than the Snyder Cut, okay? Way more. Anyway, one of the things I miss most is being able to go to the movie theater and get super fucking hyped. And COVID has, you know, done a lot to kind of throw a wrench in the gears of things. Now, as far as Marvel movies go, I'm not really all that hyped. Like, I'm not going to go buy tickets and go to the theater even now that I've been vaccinated and I've gotten my mask, unless it's for a Marvel movie that I really need to be able to see. Like, that I really want to see on opening night. And one of those movies that just dropped was Spider-Man No Way Home. I would argue Spider-Man No Way Home is the closest Marvel has gotten to surpassing Avengers Endgame. I will not say why. Actually, how about this? From this point onward, spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. You've got 10 seconds to evacuate chat, to evacuate the stream, and to get the fuck out. All right? Give me about 25 minutes to avoid spoilers, okay? Give me 25 minutes, all right? And the segment will be over, and we'll avoid spoilers, okay? I'm sorry. I have to, in order to respond to some of the points in this video, I'm going to have to point out spoilers, okay? I have to. I'm going to have to talk about spoilers to be able to point out why the arguments are going to be dumb.
I'm going to go get your vape right now, but you're going to kill your viewership by doing
I know.
in the middle. Why wouldn't you do that like as your last segment if you were insisting on doing that? Like, it's really, do what you want, but that's really dumb. I'll be right back.
How do you guys like that? How about this? What if I do my other final segment, and then at the end, we do the Spider-Man segment so that you guys don't miss the other segments? How about that? Is that better? Would you guys prefer that? You guys would? All right. Cherry, scrap all that shit. This recording is now the Why Conservatives Are Pedophiles recording. Hell yeah. Rip people who are going to join halfway through. Rip to them, Mr. Merritt. All right, hold on. First, though, you're safe. You're safe right now. Everyone already left. How many viewers did I lose? Actually, I'm at 218 right now, apparently. That's way more viewers than I even thought I had. Is that accurate or no? Yeah, 218, Jesus. Okay, chill for just a minute. No spoilers. I will let you know when spoilers are going to happen. We're doing a separate segment right now. All right. So, guys, the other day, I was doing a little bit of research on a on a topic that I've wanted to make a video about for a while, and it just so happens this is the video that I'll be making about it. And ironically enough, this article, I think, is actually just perfect for me to cover on stream. Just reading this article should make the pretty much get the point across, okay? Today, we're going to be talking about why conservatives love defending pedophilia so much. We're going to talk about why they do it on like an ideological level, and we're going to talk about why they do it on a personal level. But first, we're going to read this article that talks about the steps that Republicans have been taking in our country to preserve the practice of child marriage. Mind you, when I say child marriage, I mean young girls that are underage getting married to, with parental consent, to like older men. Is basically what's happening here. Conservatives are very, very much in favor of this. They love when older men are raping underage girls because as long as they're white, it means the white race is being continued. A huge part of conservative culture is men finding a small, subservient, helpless woman that will literally listen and do whatever they say that doesn't know any better. And frankly, as our society gets more and more educated, the only way to find that sort of archetype of woman is by being a pedophile and trying to marry children. Because now, in our society, it's becoming more acceptable for women to become strong and independent and to work their own jobs. And modern day women, as conservatives on 4chan like to say, don't want to be barefoot in the kitchen making pies all day and getting fucked and pumping out babies. They want to live their lives and do things. So now conservatives are pushing to fight against the raising of the minimum marriage or the raising of the minimum marriage age, because they want to be able to fuck children, because those children are, almost like the archetype of women that they fantasize about. End child marriage in the US, you might be surprised at who's opposed. Conservatives have found some surprising allies as they fight efforts to raise the marriage age. A bill that would have ended child marriage in Idaho, which has no minimum age for couples who want to wed, died in the state house this year. Republican lawmakers who control the legislature opposed it, including Representative Brian Zollinger, who said it went too far. Obviously, I'm against child marriage, the GOP lawmaker told NBC News, but basically marriage is a contract between people that shouldn't require government permission. By the way, I want to remind you, these are the people that incessantly call, the LGBT community pedophiles, by the way. Every time you see a conservative, and I want to be very clear with this. Every time you see a conservative call, LGBT people pedophiles, that is an admission of being a pedophile right there. And as a matter of fact, the second you see a conservative do that, you might as well just start your own predator poaching channel. Unironically, my dream is to, do something similar to the Predator Hunter channels, but for conservative figures, because all I'm going to say here is that, listen up, guys. There are quite a few pedophiles that are making conservative content online. If you look at the general consensus among Republicans in this country when it comes to child marriage, and you look at how many non-political YouTubers already have been discovered to be pedophiles, how many secret pedophiles do you think are hiding in the anti-SJW online community? I'm willing to bet Stone Toss is probably a pedophile. That motherfucker is constantly calling the left and LGBT people pedophiles. That motherfucker's projecting. Same goes for Nick Fuentes. Matter of fact, Nick Fuentes went on a rant recently about how the age of consent is a feminist construct, a leftist feminist construct that ought to be abolished. He doesn't like the age of consent. He wants it to be abolished because it's a feminist construct. He also went on to talk about how he thinks women's rights ought to be comparable to that of Taliban rule in Afghanistan. He believes that child marriage is good and that women ought to have the same amount of rights as they do under Taliban rule in Afghanistan. He said that. Those are all beliefs that he holds. So just gives you an idea on the general conservative view on things. Even as more states take action to end child marriage, concerns about government overreach, along with scant data about the extent of the problem, have driven skepticism to reform across the country. The divide has sometimes created unlikely alliances between conservative politicians and liberal-leaning groups, including the ACLU and Planned Parenthood. In California and Louisiana, opponents of change have argued that raising the minimum marriage age is an ineffective solution, since other child welfare laws already can prevent young girls from being exploited. And other states, such as Massachusetts, have raised doubts about the extent of the problem, even as experts note that survivors are often reluctant to come forward. By the way, I don't like liberals either, okay? I think liberals are too okay with child marriage as well, all right? Liberalism is, at the end of the day, based in a lot of conservative social beliefs. There's a lot of general social ideas that liberals still believe and agree with conservatives on, that besides gay marriage and BLM and whatever. When it comes to more, there are some issues where liberals and conservatives agree where I do not think they need to be agreeing, and this is one of them, okay? There is absolutely no excuse whatsoever to not pass these laws, even if there is already existing policies that help prevent this. There is no reason ever to oppose efforts to make these child marriage laws, illegal, right? In California and Louisiana, opponents of change have argued that raising the minimum age is an inefficient solution. Idaho has the highest rate of child marriage in the U.S., according to a national report from Unchained at Last, an organization dedicated to ending the practice in the U.S. The Democratic sponsor of the Idaho legislation, which would have set the marriage age at 16, said that she thought her bill was a modest compromise. The bill that would have set the minimum age for children to be married to adults to 16 was seen as too radical. Raising the age of the minimum age to 16 was a compromise that was deemed too radical, that did not pass. A modest compromise. This is the country we live in, by the way. Do you guys know that in only 4 states in all of the United States is child marriage illegal? Only in 4 states out of the 50 is it illegal. Only 4 states meet the qualifications for a no child marriage state. In every other state in the union, there is some way, some loophole, some method through which adult men can be, married to 14, 15, 12-year-old girls. Opposition to reform in California and New Hampshire. In California, a bill set the minimum marriage age at 18. The state's age of consent failed in 2017 after objections from lawmakers and liberal groups such as the state's American Civil Liberties Union. The state currently has no minimum marriage age and collects little to no data on child marriages. The ACLU argued the bill unnecessarily and unduly intrudes on the fundamental rights of marriage without sufficient cause, adding that largely banning marriage under 18 before we have evidence regarding the nature and severity of the problem, however, puts the cart before the horse. Other groups like Planned Parenthood and the National Center for Youth Law, a youth advocacy organization, agreed. I hate this. This is literally just like, listen, liberals, stop compromising with conservatives on whether or not it's okay for underage girls to be married to adult men, okay? This is my problem with liberals in this country. By the way, I want to say California liberals might be the worst, okay? I've seen the homeless problem here in California, and it's a serious problem. Like the homelessness issue out here in California is serious, and it's because liberal politicians, mostly Democratic politicians, hate homeless people. Liberals like poor people. They're cool with poor people. But if you're so poor that you're homeless, now you're a burden. And if you're poor and you're living in an area they want to gentrify, now you're definitely a burden. And they just want you out. They don't give a fuck about you. There are plenty of positions that I hold where I think liberals are in the wrong. Okay? That's why I don't really identify as a liberal. I may not identify fully as a leftist, but I don't identify as a liberal, that's for sure. Whew. There's a lot of reasons why I will never identify as a liberal again in my life. At least not outside of ironic jokes. After Levesque learned that the state's minimum marriage age was 14 for boys and 13 for girls, in what world would there need to be a disparity in that respect? And in what world are those ages even close to high enough? She made the issue a focus of a Girl Scout project, compiling research, contacting her state representatives, and reaching out to advocacy groups. In 2017, a bill was introduced in the State House to raise the marriage age to 16, the state's statutory age of consent. I was just trying to get as many people behind this as possible, Levesque, now 20, told NBC News. But a legislative maneuver killed the bill indefinitely after the state GOP representative, Republican, David Bates and others raised concerns about whether teens could marry while one was deployed for military service. Bates lambasted Levesque and scolded his colleagues in a speech on the state house floor at the time. We're asking the legislature to repeal a law that's been on the books for over a century, that's been working without difficulty on the basis of a request from a minor doing a Girl Scout project, he said. You ever notice why, like, pedophiles that advocate for, like, So one thing I've noticed about pedophiles, specifically on Twitter, is they use kid as an insult very often. Have you noticed that? If you ever see maps or pedophiles or whatever on Twitter, anyone who disagrees with them about their opinions on like abolishing the age of consent, they always use "you're a child" as an insult, because at the end of the day, they don't see children as people. They see children as lesser than them and thus deserving of the rape that they want to commit upon them. Every conservative who has this opinion, who supports these candidates, wants to rape children, and they just want to rape children, and so they fight against these policies so they can get away with it. Hey, all I'm saying is Trump was very good friends with Epstein. A lot of Republican and Democrat politicians were good friends with Epstein. All right, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the Democratic and Republican politicians that have been preventing these policies from getting passed, mostly Republicans, were all on Epstein's black book. No doubt in my mind they were on Epstein's black book. This time I had all my bases covered, Levesque said. It's definitely a big issue and I'm trying to fight it. Louisiana's compromise. Idaho and California are not alone in not having a minimum marriage age. A majority of states which issue marriage licenses allow 16 and 17-year-olds to marry. A few allow 14-year-olds, and 13 states have no minimum marriage age as of September. And 13 states have no minimum marriage age as of September. That means these are new changes. That means that these Republican states just recently made it so that there is no minimum age to get married. This means theoretically a 50-year-old could marry an 8-year-old. As granted, it would be pedophilia if anything sexual happened, and it would be illegal. But the marriage is legal completely. It's completely legal, marriage-wise. Before 2016, when Virginia became the first state to put its marriage age into law, more than half of the states had no minimum marriage age fixed by statute. Frady Rice, a survivor of forced marriage and the founder of Unchained at Last, told NBC News that she finds some of the rationales against raising the minimum marriage age in all states to 18 baffling because the federal government considers marriage under 18 in foreign countries a human rights abuse. According to the group, nearly 250,000 children were married in the U.S. from 2000 to 2010, the majority of whom were young girls marrying older men. This is happening, and it's happening at an alarming rate, she said. In Louisiana, a heated debate erupted in the legislature this year as lawmakers haggled over whether to set a minimum marriage age in the state. Republicans and a handful of Democrats. That should give you an idea of how much of an issue this is on both sides of the aisle. Yeah, it's a problem with some Democrats and they're bad, but it's just Republicans, period, pushing against these policies to add a minimum age to get married. Argued that teens should be allowed to marry in certain instances, such as pregnancy or military service. If they're both 16 years old and they both consent to sexual relations and they're about to have a baby, why wouldn't we want them to be married? Said Representative Nancy Landry, a Republican. Yes. Nancy Landry, what if one is 30 and the other is 16? Do you want them to get married? Because you're advocating for laws that would allow that to happen. Kathleen Benfield, the legislative director of the Louisiana Family Forum, an influential conservative nonprofit in the state, said that her organization was also concerned about forcing a teen mother to give birth out of wedlock if the age was set at 18 with no exceptions. We would oppose any exploitation of young girls by older men. That's the bottom line, Benfield said, but we just wanted to make sure that the value of marriage as a cherished institution was supported. In the end, the group gave the bill lukewarm support thanks to provisions such as requiring that the age difference between a minor and adult be no more than 3 years, placing stringent guidelines for judges to review each case and mandating the collection of marriage data in the state to study the extent of child marriage. The bill passed in June, setting the minimum age at 16, and the law was set to take effect in August. Roadblocks for activists. Rice, who lobbies lawmakers as part of her group's advocacy work against child and forced marriage, said she had seen some success in direct outreach. Where we have less luck is legislators who say, I don't care, a girl gets pregnant, she's got to get married. She said, or the ones who look at me and say, I've had this in multiple states. Well, Joseph married Mary when she was 8. If it was good enough for God, why shouldn't it be good enough for us? She believes lawmakers often conflate the maturity of some teens with the legal capacity to enter a marriage, which is considered a legal contract that many laws specify only adults can enter into or annul. For someone to say if you're 17 and you're mature and in love that it's somehow okay for you to marry, no, it's not, because you're still not an adult, she said. You cannot be allowed to marry before you are allowed to file for divorce. That's just so obvious. That is true. You have to be 18 years or older to file for divorce. But you get in 14 states as of September. When was this released? In 14 states as of September 2019, you can be married before you're old enough to legally get divorced. Now, you'll notice that many of the conservative and Republican talking points in that segment had to do with many of the arguments they use to justify their pedophilic beliefs are the same arguments they use to support their anti-choice beliefs. So, for example, they don't want teenagers having children out of wedlock. What they want is for teenage girls, if they get pregnant, to be saddled down with an older man for the rest of their lives they're forced to marry, that has every bit of power over them, that takes away all of their bodily autonomy and their ability to engage in the world as an adult. They want that to happen. Every one of these conservative politicians, and many of the Democrat ones, all want to have a harem of 15-year-old girls that they are regularly raping and impregnating in order to
Cringe online without lie.
I'll let it play.
But you will be based.
Thank you for $5.
Rip. Tear. Mold. Seethe. Cope.
Okay, sorry, stun lock. Okay. You'll notice that a lot of the talking points we just saw right there were extraordinarily similar to talking points used by conservatives who are anti-choice, who are anti-abortion. They make the same arguments. They all want to have a harem of 15-year-old underage girls that are all forced into marriages with them, that have zero financial independence, they can never get divorced, who legally can't even get divorced because they're not old enough to, because we have laws in this country that say you have to be 18 years or older to get divorced, but no laws that say you have to be a certain age to get married, because Republicans are anti-divorce, because they're against women's rights. Is it not clear to you guys, perhaps, that we have a problem, that there's a pedophile problem in the right? That not only is there it's not by chance, by the way. There is not a pedophile problem on the right by chance. There's not. It is not a chance situation. It is very much on purpose, because the conservative ideology is one in which, if you follow the natural conclusion of their beliefs, you arrive at a position in which pedophilia and child marriage is justifiable. If it means you can preserve conservative values, many of those include pedophilia. I mean, pedophilia and child marriage is extremely conservative. That's one of the first thing that comes to my mind when I think conservative culture. I think child marriage. Yeah, older men marrying young, underage girls. That's straight, first thing that comes to mind when I think of conservative culture, right? That's conservatism. And that's the dream for them. That's the dream for them. They want to be able to basically control underage girls in this country, both financially, on a maturity level, on a social level, and even on a biological level when it comes to their rights to get abortions, or to get, and especially on a legislative level when it comes to their rights. And not to mention child pageants. Conservatives will lose their minds about the medical institutions in this country suggesting that it's okay for children to get on hormone blockers if they're deemed to have gender dysphoria, something that we've done for children with pituitary issues for a very, very long time. For those of you guys that don't understand science, sometimes humans are born with pituitary issues where their body puts off too many hormones or too little. Usually, if you're going to take hormone blockers, it's too many at a young age. And doctors, even though this kid is not trans or anything, put the kid on hormone blockers to prevent them from growing a beard at 8. That's a thing that happens. We've been giving kids hormone blockers for unrelated to being trans reasons for a long time, and yet conservatives lose their minds over it and say it's pedophilia. And meanwhile, Republican politicians across the fucking board are fighting tooth and nail to protect their right to rape and impregnate and marry underage girls. So, with all that said, that is why conservatives defend pedophilia so hard. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, subscribing to my channel, and ringing the bell icon if you haven't already and you want to see more content from me. Also consider dropping a comment down below, as well as perhaps even following some of my social media linked in the description, including my TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, my fan Discord. I even got a merch store where you can buy my brand new I Was Radicalized by Minecraft Xanderhal brand t-shirt, among some other merch I've uploaded to the merch store. Links are all in the description, of course. And don't forget to join my fan Discord, a community of fans of mine that can just hang out, and sometimes I even hop in there and I do watch parties of movies with you guys. I play video games with people, and sometimes just hang out and talk. It's a great community. We're trying to hit 6,000 members in the Discord by the end of the year, so go ahead and hop in. And of course, if you got the money for it, you don't need it for anything else, and you just don't know what to do with it, any donations you can offer are highly, highly appreciated. Particularly if you can subscribe, gift a sub, or donate over on my website, xanderhal.com/live, or donate or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, or even through Streamlabs. No matter how you support me, though, regardless of how you did it, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and have a good one. Well, that was a sheesher McGeesher. All right, guys. It's spoiler time. It is spoiler time. Listen up. If you haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home yet, and you care about this movie and you actually plan to see it at some point, mute the stream, because how about this? If I'm about to say a spoiler, I'll raise my hand 3 seconds before I say it, and then I'll drop my hand when spoilers are over. How's that work? Would you guys be fine with that? If I just raise my hand when spoilers happen so you guys can mute and look away and you don't hear it, and you can just look at when my hand is down? Does that work? All right, that works. Okay, in that case, I will warn you before I'm about to do it. I'm not just going to raise my hand and say a spoiler and give you no time to react. I'll give you like a 5-second countdown before I say a spoiler, and then I'll raise my hand. Will Jeremy from Incels and Losers be giving spoilers? I cannot confirm or deny that. I haven't seen the video yet, so careful. Anyway, all right, first and foremost, if you're watching this as a YouTube video, I will be raising my hand 5 seconds prior to saying anything spoiler related about this movie, okay? I'll be raising my hand, and I'll be like, you'll have 5 seconds to mute the stream, and when my hand drops, it means there are no more spoilers happening anymore. I'm not going to hit you out of nowhere, so you don't have time to pause or mute before I say the spoiler. I'm going to give you as much time as possible, though I will warn, I can't confirm that Geeks and Gamers won't be putting spoilers in this video. So you might get spoiled for that. We'll see what happens, though. Anyway, I have actually only been a fan of the MCU since 2018. I'd never even seen a Marvel movie except for Captain America Civil War, which I barely remembered from seeing in theaters with on a date with a girl that I was dating in high school. Wasn't really an MCU fan, hadn't really seen much of the movies up until 2018, when I just caught up on all the hype of Infinity War and decided to binge watch all of the MCU movies in order leading up to Infinity War, and then I watched it in the theater, and then, you know, obviously that followed with Captain Marvel and Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I just and then I kept up with Marvel releases as they went. If you've been in my community, you definitely know that I've been doing watch parties of a lot of Marvel movies and Marvel TV shows on Disney Plus as they come out, and I'm a pretty damn big MCU fan, but I've only been an MCU fan for like the last couple years just because superhero content didn't appeal to me until fairly recently in my life. Anyway, though, let's talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, if you're a Marvel fan, probably the most exciting thing about a new release of a movie for you in the Marvel, like, cinema stuff is the excitement that surrounds it. especially if it's something that's like an event, like Avengers Endgame. When you're going to the theater and motherfuckers are just the seats are all sold out. Everyone's cosplaying as their favorite Marvel characters. At certain scenes, people stand up and fucking scream and clap. That's just so hype for me. So goddamn hype when it comes to Marvel movies. And ever since COVID started, and you know, people haven't really been going to theaters as much, and unfortunately most MCU movies and MCU like content has been on streaming platforms since COVID started and lockdown's been going on. I mean, hell, in some countries they aren't even showing, they aren't even opening any cinemas. Like, there are a lot of countries in Europe where you're not allowed to go to like cinemas or movie theaters. They're all closed down until the lockdowns are over, until COVID's done. So even despite all of that, I was not going to miss Spider-Man No Way Home, okay? Spider-Man No Way Home is, and for a reason that I'm about to say right now, probably the most anticipated MCU movie since Avengers Endgame. Spoiler warning, here's your 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... And the reason why there is so much hype for this movie in particular is because they bring 3 generations of the beloved Spider-Man movies together. The Raimi trilogy, the Andrew Garfield duology, and the Tom Holland movies. Almost all of the OG Spider-Man villains from those movies show up, all played by their original actors, and all 3 Spider-Men are in it. Tobey Maguire's in it, Andrew Garfield's in it, and of course so is Tom Holland. The speculation and the hype leading up to this movie was so immense. This is probably considered the biggest like MCU event since Endgame. With that said and done, and with my explanation as to why there was so much hype behind this movie going in out of the way, let's talk about Geeks and Gamers' pathetic attempt to claim that Spider-Man No Way Home destroying the box office is actually defeating the narrative that COVID has affected movies in Hollywood. Geeks and Gamers unironically believes that COVID has had no impact on the movie theater industry. He believes that it's like a leftist narrative to protect SJW woke movies that didn't do well in the box office during COVID. And now he's pointing to Spider-Man No Way Home, one of the most anticipated MCU movies since Endgame, that was showing only in theaters, as evidence that COVID did not impact movie showings. My cat is screaming in the living room because my girlfriend just left. Hey, Lonnie, if you're watching this video, you hear that? Can you hear my cat scream? Can you hear the cat screaming? You never believe me when I say Luna just sits by the door and cries until you get back home. Here's video evidence of it. Luna's literally sitting by the door crying because you're not here. All right, let's get into it.
What's up, Geeks and Gamers? It's Odin coming back with another video, and
Go pet the cat, dude. I'm streaming, motherfucker. I'm sorry. Has Geeks and Gamers outsourced his channel? Okay. I mean, at least it's a... Hey. Alrighty then. Maybe we'll actually get a new argument. Oh, you have a cat? Lydia Lobotomy, how long have you been subbed to me? Of course I've got a cat. She's in, like, all my streams. Alright, let's watch.
today we've got the box office breakdown for this past weekend, which is all about Spider-Man No Way Home, as it has now been said that the projections for this weekend opening is $587 million plus, meaning that
I contributed to that.
This film's opening weekend could actually even be...
By the way, No Way Home was the first movie I've seen in theaters since Endgame. I haven't been to a movie theater for any movie since seeing Avengers Endgame on opening night. That's how long it's been. Geeks and Gamers channel is dying. So's mine, Eugene Krabs. So let's maybe not crab rave too quickly, okay? Let's hit 63,000 subs by the end of the year, at least before we make fun of another person's channel for dying, okay?
Be higher, and this makes it the third biggest all-time worldwide debut. Again, that's of all time, before adjusted for inflation, for inflation, I believe, but still highest number of all time.
Listen, say what you want about my channel not doing well right now, but at least I'm self-aware about my channel dying, okay? At least I'm self-aware about it.
Third highest number of all time for opening weekend, and we also have Sony's best ever debut. So this is huge news for Sony, obviously getting the vast majority of any profits, which, by the way, the other big news, this film has officially broken even and has already made $50 million in net gain, and it's only been out for a few days. So this film, well on its way to be a billion-dollar juggernaut, and once again, the pandemic excuse continues to fall out the window, especially when we compare it to another film, which is now its second week of release, West Side Story, which has now been confirmed to be a box office flop. And remember, they were using pandemic as an excuse for that film. But before going any further,
Yep, they're still unironically taking the position that the pandemic has not affected the box office. I feel like the pandemic has been like the best thing ever for these grifters, right? Because previously they would always do the go woke, go broke thing, right? And even the all-female Ghostbusters movie didn't go broke. I'm pretty sure even that movie did well, frankly, just out of people hate watching it. That movie was horrendous. That movie was absolutely horrendous. And I actually I wasn't even a reactionary when I watched the all-female Ghostbusters movie, the one that they made in 2016 or whatever. That movie was absolute fucking garbage, and it still made a lot of money. The go woke, go broke, phrase has always failed to these people, okay? It has never, ever worked out. How many movies have they claimed we're going to go woke and go broke now? How many movies have they been wrong about? Captain Marvel, there was obviously, what else? Black Panther, Shang-Chi, what else? Can you guys list anything else? You know what show they said was going to go broke? That one, what's the show that the Quartering got all pedo about? Where he wants to fuck the underage girl, it's the main character. The Quartering, he wants to fuck the underage girl. What's the name of the show? It's on Netflix or whatever. The Quartering, he wanted to fuck the underage girl, the 14-year-old girl or whatever. Shang-Chi was... I'm trying to pronounce it correctly. Shang-Chi, I believe is how it's pronounced. She-Ra, yes, yeah. I'm going to be honest, guys. Unironically, Shang-Chi was kind of disappointing, all right? And I'm not even going to watch the Eternals, okay? I'm not even going to watch the Eternals, okay? And you guys want to know why I didn't like Shang-Chi and I didn't like the Eternals and I don't care about the Eternals? It's because they look like boring movies, okay? Okay. I didn't mean to say movies. Shang-Chi had really good fighting in it, and it was a good MCU movie. The ending disappointed me. The Eternals gives me I have no reason to watch the Eternal. I really could not give a fuck about the Eternals when there's more interesting shit happening in the MCU right now, okay? And I think that's the opinion of basically everybody, okay? Honestly, the Eternals looked like a fucking DC movie to me. That's really what put me off. It was so colorless and it just looked like a fucking DC movie to me. And it looked like DC movies are so fucking ugly. They're so gross looking. Marvel movies, at least, tend to be kind of pretty and colorful. But DC movies are, purposefully washed out and made to look disgusting and horrible to look at. And it just, even on a surface level, the MCU stands above the DCEU. Anyway, with that said, so basically... the go woke, go broke thing never really has been true. They always end up, and they'll say something's gonna go woke and go broke for months leading up to something's release, and then when it breaks box office records or whatever, then they just completely don't talk about it, right? Obviously we know this happened with Captain Marvel. They'll make conspiracy theories up about it. Remember when they tried to claim that Disney fudged the numbers on Captain Marvel and Black Panther? Or do you remember when these people made up fake hate crimes? Jussie Smollett style. You guys see how conservatives complain about Jussie Smollett? Well, the original Jussie Smolletts were the white people who were on Twitter posting fake images of people who were victims of domestic abuse, claiming that they were white people that had been assaulted by gangs of black people hanging out outside of movie theaters following Black Panther's release, claiming that black people were beating up any white people trying to watch Black Panther at the theater, claiming and saying, this movie's for our people. They're like, the right tried to like start a psyop trying to claim that was real. Go look it up. Go look up Black Panther fake hate crimes, and you'll see articles about hundreds of claims from bot accounts on Twitter and Trump supporters on Twitter and conservatives on Twitter, literally pulling images of battered people off of Google Images, like from Google, claiming that it's pictures of them getting beaten up for watching Black Panther. Oh yeah. Even Sargon of Akkad, I think, pushed that narrative and also claimed that Black Panther was an alt-right movie. And it was not. However, Wakanda is a pretty conservative society when you consider the fact that it was extremely isolationist and basically an ethno-state at the beginning of the movie. And literally, T'Challa's character arc is realizing that maybe Wakanda shouldn't be an ethno-state. Maybe we shouldn't be doing that.
Please make sure you smash that like button. It really does mean a lot. Also, make sure that you subscribe to the channel with that bell notification turned on. That way, you know every time a new video or live stream goes live on the channel. And also check out geeksandgamers.com. So here from Deadline, which has been using the pandemic as an excuse nonstop, as it says here, it has become the third biggest global...
What? Actual conspiracy theory shit. They actually think that like these news outlets are on a conspiracy theory, are like a part of a conspiracy to like protect the woke media that's being affected by the pandemic. Do you remember when they claimed that, here's another one, Black Widow. Do you remember when Black Widow came out on in theaters and it did really badly in the box office and these people were like, haha, go woke, go broke. And then it came out in Disney Plus and then it made as much money as literally any other high performing Marvel movie when it came out on Disney Plus, because then people didn't have to go to a theater to watch it and risk getting sick, because COVID wasn't as available back then. It was meh. It was meh. I think so far, like in terms of movies, except for No Way Home, the MCU has been pretty lackluster. Right now, outside of No Way Home, the cream of the MCU this year has been the shows. It has absolutely been the Disney Plus shows by far. And honestly, it's been so smart for them to be releasing these shows, mostly because when you consider the fact that like people don't have to go to the theater for it. My dude, if go woke, go broke is true, then why did WandaVision pop off as hard as it did? WandaVision literally was like every time an episode was coming out every week, WandaVision spoilers were fucking #1 hashtags on Twitter for 24 hours straight. Same goes for Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is pretty fucking woke. Or, hey, you know what other movie got pretty fucking woke? No Way Home. Spoilers incoming. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute or pause or skip ahead or whatever if you're not interested in spoilers. Spoilers will be over whenever my hand goes down. Towards the end of the movie, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and Electro, played by Jamie Foxx, have a bit of a heart-to-heart. And Jamie Foxx says, and I quote, you're just a kid, man. You got a pretty face. You're wearing that suit. You're from Queens. And you're always helping poor people. Man, I really thought you were going to be black. And then Andrew Garfield Spider-Man's like, oh, I'm really sorry. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm sure there's a black Spider-Man out there somewhere. And then, Andrew Garfield just kind of nods his head like, yeah, I'm sure there is. And, people in the theater that were conservative, I heard them groan. The conservatives in the theater groaned during that scene. And guess what? Despite that, the movie still fucking busted open the box office. Aren't these the same fucking people that have been reeing since fucking Spider-Man Homecoming that MJ is brown? Haven't these people been reeing that the Spider-Man movies are woke because MJ is brown and it's redhead erasure? I'm pretty sure The Quartering has literally done several videos about how the MCU Spider-Man movies are engaging in woke redhead erasure. They actually believe that, by the way. They actually believe that woke people are trying to erase redheads from like redheaded women from media. It's really, really funny.
opener of all time with 587.2 million. Yesterday I was saying it could come somewhere between 400 and 500, and now it's getting close to potentially even getting to $600 million in its opening weekend. Crossing the $500 million mark makes it only the 6th film ever to reach that milestone in its launch frame. The John Watts directed film became number 6 movie of 2021 already, number 3 for the studios, overtaking all of the Marvel picks this year. This film has now made vastly more than every MCU film that has come out, and in fact by the end of its run, it will have made more than all of the MCU films combined this year. And this to me is damning for Disney. It's damning for the current state of the MCU, because even though people are going to try and say, well, this is the MCU too, yes, there are definitely MCU elements in this movie, but let's just be honest here. What's making this film successful?
Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. Is this dude actually trying to claim that Disney and the MCU are in trouble right now? The MCU is in the best position it's been since, like, leading up to Infinity War and Endgame right now, with like the hype around it right now, with all of these MCU shows that are popping off that are like literally taking Twitter by storm. Like literally all Twitter can talk about on the week of the release of these shows, whether it be the Hawkeye show, WandaVision, Falcon the Winter Soldier, Loki. Oh my god, do you see how mad conservatives got about Femme Loki? Oh yeah, Loki really didn't do that well, guys. It's not like every time an episode of Loki came out on Disney Plus, Twitter was literally just filled with trending hashtags about it, or the same for WandaVision. All of these shows are MCU shows. They're all super woke, and guess what? They all did super well, unlike the movies that premiered in theaters this year, because they're on streaming services that are easy to just access at your computer. Don't have to worry about COVID. There's no pandemic going on. And hey, Geeks+Gamers, I don't know if you're aware of this, but literally there are shit tons of countries in Europe where all the cinemas are closed because of lockdowns. Aren't you a conservative? Don't you complain about the lockdowns and shit? Then you should know that there are literally countries in which nobody can even see the movie because it's in theaters only right now. Like, yeah, not to mention piracy. Oh yeah. Listen, all right. All I'm saying is I've watched Spider-Man No Way Home at least 10 times since it came out, and only one of those viewings was at a theater.
Are those Sony elements, are part of the Sony history of this franchise. That is what's making this film truly an event film, and not really much doing with Disney nonetheless. Not to mention Disney's only getting about 25% of the net profits, which this film is already doing. Topping $500 million at open is even more impressive, seeing that it did it without China. And I hope Sony, as the sole distributor, so Disney and Sony split the production cost. Sony had 75%. Disney had 25%. Distribution, 100% Sony. So Sony, I would say right now, if you want to keep everyone in your good graces, the best way to do that is to not put this film out in China at all. You are already well on your way to getting well over $1 billion, making hundreds of millions of dollars in net gain, net profit. There is no reason to release in that country at this point in time, especially as they continue to just destroy the lives of so many people. As it goes on.
I agree that China is an evil authoritarian regime. I'll completely agree with you there. However, the idea that it is stupid for Disney to release, or for Sony to release, Sony and Disney technically, to release Spider-Man No Way Home in China is fucking ridiculous. Are you fucking kidding me? Doesn't China have a higher population than the US? US versus... Actually, hold on. World population by country. Ah! Wow. China is literally number one with 1.4 billion. And the United States has 331 million. So yeah, I think it might be financially responsible for Sony to release this movie in China, a country that has literally like a seventh of our entire planet's population. You guys realize there's like, how many humans are there on Earth currently? Do you guys know how many humans are? It's like 8 billion right now. 8 billion humans on Earth. 7 billion, somewhere around there. 8 or 7 billion, 7 to 8 billion. Yeah, this is about over an eighth, over a seventh of the entire world's human population is in China alone. Way more than in the US. Like several times more people than in the US. To argue that it would be a bad idea to release the movie in China just goes to show how lacking in basic critical thinking these people are. These grifting pieces of shit.
I want to say, Sony, this is the best weekend for them ever. At the international box office, it grossed $334 million from 60 markets across 5 days, landing at number 7 for the year so far among all titles. So again, all titles, and I believe that's in total. Again, this is already in just one weekend. In like-for-like overseas market, at the current exchange rates, the fixed opening weekend surpasses Spider-Man.
China is 1/5 of the world's population. Well, according to Geeks and Gamers, it would be a bad idea for Sony to release a movie there because the 300,000 or the 300 million people that live in America don't like China. So definitely favor those 300 million people over the 1.4 billion people that live in China for sure. When it comes to pursuing profits. You fucking idiots. Conservatives are such shit capitalists. By the way, this right here is why conservatives aren't good at capitalism. They really aren't. Conservatives suck at capitalism. Conservatism and capitalism are constantly at odds with each other, but they don't realize it. That's why it's so fucking funny. Conservatives destroying the environment, conservatives deregulating the markets, conservatives literally advocating against practices in these industries, such as including LGBT people and brown people in their movies, which objectively makes these movies and this media more money. Like, the conservative ideology when it comes to social issues is antithetical to the conservative ideology when it comes to their economic positions, their pro-capitalist economic positions. They are literally untenable.
Man Far From Home by 72%, Homecoming by 113%, Let There Be Carnage by 183%, No Time to Die by 113%, and Fast 9 by 210%. And a couple of things there. No Time to Die and Fast 9 got their huge numbers and got their films to be profitable because of the foreign market. So if this film's already doing 113 to 210% better than those films, which got up to like 700 plus million, this film is almost guaranteed now at this point to get to $1 billion. And again, to do so without China. This film is absolutely huge. Let's go ahead and look at some of the other films that come out. Now we have Spider-Man No...
Dude, like... why are conservatives like so mad about movies being shown in China? I understand the censorship stuff, which I'm pretty mad about. Like, I know that chances are Disney's probably not going to include Mephisto in any MCU movies because unless they do some pretty serious changes to the character due to the fact that Mephisto is Satan and satanic iconography is banned in Chinese media, as well as talking animals, anthropomorphized animals, magic, I believe, in certain forms is also banned in Chinese media, depending on how it's depicted. Bones are banned in Chinese media. Really interesting how tankies will literally argue against censorship of media sometimes, but then completely are fine with China. It's pretty funny.
No Way Home, $253 million.
At least for me, that's my problem with China's, with us, here in America, shilling so hard to try to appeal to the Chinese market, is it's going to result in a lot of these media corporations self-censoring some really interesting writing aspects because China doesn't like them. Like demons, ghosts, bones, those things aren't allowed in China. So I don't like that those are things that these companies are going to have to self-censor out of their movies if they want to show their movies in China and make that money.
Domestically, so again, a massive domestic opening. This is shattering every other film to come out. This is also shattering the Shang-Chi domestic number that had been touted as being impressive. No, not impressive at all when this is just the opening weekend number. This is a film that could end up making 400 plus million.
Wait. Are you telling me that Shang-Chi didn't do well? Dude. Like I said, and I'm going to say spoilers again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're in spoiler territory. Mute it. The reason why this movie has so much hype around it is because two of the most beloved previous Spider-Man actors returned to reprise their roles. Of course, this movie popped off as hard as it did over Shang-Chi or The Eternals. Those movies were not a huge event like this movie is. All right, it's safe now.
Just domestically alone. Encanto, in its fourth week of release, beat Spielberg's West Side Story, which dropped 68%. Yeah, so much for that pandemic excuse, right? So much for that pandemic excuse, Mr. Spielberg. While Ghostbusters Afterlife actually made a respectable 52% drop in its fifth week of release. So this is a movie that is still making money and only made just a little bit less than West Side Story, even though it's been out for 3 more weeks. Encanto, 35% drop again. Still having some pretty...
Wait, why are they mad about West Side Story? What's the deal with that movie? Are there brown people in it or something? I assume like there's brown people in it, right? It's a play. Is it a play? Oh, nope, never mind. No, it looks like the main character is black. Well, there you go, guys. Turns out the main character of Steven Spielberg's West Side Story movie is black. It looks like it takes place in, I mean, if you look at the image here, you can see there's a lot of Puerto Rican flags back there. And this actress is clearly, like, black Puerto Rican. So, I think you guys are starting to pick up on why conservatives are mad about this movie. It's because the main characters are brown. Yeah, basically like these people, like literally all these people do, like these conservative, like grifter types, all they do is they find a movie or a TV show that has a female character or brown characters or gay characters or trans characters. Then they make like 50 videos leading up to its release saying it's going to fail. And then if it doesn't fail, they never once acknowledge it again. And they just, pocket the money. And then if it does fail for any reason outside of that, like there being a worldwide pandemic going on where most movie theaters in many countries are not even allowed to be like open, then they'll claim that COVID has no effect. Of course, the worldwide pandemic has zero effect on people choosing not to go out and watch movies in theaters unless it's a ridiculously hyped up event.
Strong holds, but because of such a low opening, there's just no real chance for that film to make its money back. West Side Story is now at $27 million internationally. You also have Ghostbusters Afterlife at $173.6 million, so inching ever closer to breaking even, but still a little ways off. While, as I mentioned in the very beginning, Spider-Man No Way Home, $587.2 million. So let's actually go into the box office charting for this film. So $587 million for Spider-Man No Way Home with a $200 million budget. The break-even number for this movie was $500 million, meaning that this film, as of today, opening weekend, already has made $52.3 million in net gain, net profit. That's when you subtract the overall budgeting, the marketing costs for the movie that are, again, the typical standard marketing costs, going by the standard rates there. You remind yourselves also that by the end of the run, typically studios get 60% of the box office. And of this number right here, I'll do a fuller review, a fuller breakdown over on my channel, OMBReviews.com, if you want to see what Disney's cut will be. But I kind of give you a preemptive look into that. Remember, Sony's going to get 75% of the profits, Disney only 25% of the profits. So even though this is looking really, really good for Sony, again,
if it makes money, it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Spider-Man No Way Home is probably the best MCU movie. And I think it's probably the best Spider-Man movie, just period. I think it's pretty hard to beat. Like, if you're a Spider-Man fan, then just No Way Home is just endless fan service for you. Like, it legitimately is. I mean, it's just so much fan service. It's impossible not to love if you're a Spider-Man fan. And fuck you, Spider-Verse. Get out of here. Stay mad, Yikesy. Stay mad. Spider-Verse is not as good as No Way Home. I'm sorry. It's just not. It's not as good. The characters introduced in Spider-Verse are great. And don't get me wrong, Spider-Verse is definitely up there in like the top 2 or 3 Spider-Man movies, period. But I'm sorry. Spider-Verse is not as good. I'm sorry, it's not. All right? The characters and the hype behind No Way Home, just not even close to Spider. Not even close. Just not even close. But don't get me wrong, Spider-Verse is still amazing. MCU soy. Oh no, people find thing fun thing bad, thing is popular online, popular thing bad, soy, bad popular thing bad, soy. That's what you sound like right now, Yikesy.
Breaking even in its opening weekend. Not many films have done that this year, let alone $200 million films have done that this year. This is looking incredibly good for them, and they were already in the black for the year, whereas Disney has been around $400 million.
Fan service does not equal a good movie. If you're a Spider-Man fan and you love Spider-Man, then a Spider-Man movie that does a fuck ton of fan service and does it well, like No Way Home does, it's probably going to be, in your opinion, a pretty fucking good Spider-Man movie.
$1 million in the red, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in that video as well. What is also, I think, an interesting thing to look at here, and something that is going to become even more and more entertaining to watch, is what's going to happen with these numbers here. So let me go ahead and blow this up for everybody. So as you can see, with $587 million, the film has already net gained $52.3 million. With all 3 MCU films this year, all 3 of them they had a net loss of $100 million. Shang-Chi made $34.3 million. Eternals lost around $62 million. Black Widow lost around $72 million. And again, I know that there's some other things to look at there, and I'll be updating this chart accordingly. But when you look at the fact that this film is already almost halfway.
Eternals isn't on Disney Plus yet either. I just watched. Oh fuck! I think like just a couple weeks ago we did a watch party of Shang-Chi, but like it was good. It was definitely good. The Shang-Chi one was really funny. How people lost their fucking shit about this movie. Like this exact guy was ringing about how this movie was gonna fail, and obviously you can see here it made $34 million in profit already, and it's not even like out on. I don't even think you can buy like DVDs of it yet. Can you? Like not for like I think another month or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but Black Widow is all right. Like, I'm fine with Black Widow failing, frankly. It wasn't that good. Like, Black Widow, it had nothing to do with the movie being woke. Like, that's the thing about these people. They can never acknowledge that, like, a movie can be bad for other reasons than, like, the main character being a woman or there being black people in it. Like, just because there's black people in a movie doesn't mean it's bad. And if a movie's bad, it's not necessarily because there's black people and women in it. But these people believe that. That's the agenda. Well, they have an agenda to push. Yeah, of course, Caesar. They have to push their agenda. They have to make their money. You know, it's all about the grift. It's all about the money. It's all about pocketing that dough. You know how it is. And the people who watch this content are just as stupid as the people who make it. So, yeah.
To what the entirety of the MCU did for this year alone, again, the narrative is broken. The pandemic narrative, the fear-mongering of the media, that is completely broken by this story. The fact that you've got 15 million or so.
Wait. Is he not going to acknowledge any of the Disney Plus shows? He's the type to have a Punisher poster and never read the comics. He's the type to have a Punisher poster that has never watched the Punisher. Is he not going to include any of the MCU shows? Because he hasn't included WandaVision or Captain Falcon the Winter Soldier or Hawkeye or Loki or any of those shows that all are doing really, really well on Disney Plus, unaffected by COVID because they're on streaming sites. I wonder why when he says this is what the MCU has been this year and it's Spider-Man No Way Home versus Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals. I wonder why he left out all of those woke shows that they put out that did well. And do you want to know why he's ignoring all of those woke Disney Plus shows that fucking literally blew up Twitter and everybody watched and it did really well? Because it doesn't support his narrative. Like I said, these types of people will ignore the existence of a movie if they claim that it's going to go woke, go broke, and it doesn't. They will literally never acknowledge the existence of a movie that doesn't go broke, that is woke. They'll say, this movie's going to go woke, go broke. This movie's going to go woke, go broke. And then if it doesn't go broke, they'll never acknowledge its existence again, and they'll move on to the next upcoming movie. That's how it always goes. It's how it always goes. And the few examples of movies that were woke, that did go broke, I guess you could say, although I would argue that not a single MCU movie has ever gone broke, except maybe like The Incredible Hulk and I think Eternals might. But even that movie, I think, will probably in the long run end up... Because the thing you have to consider is that there's a lot of revenue streams these companies are making money through outside of Hulk 2008 was good. Why do people dislike it? Hulk 2008 was a dog shit movie. I'm so sorry. I couldn't sit through it. It's the only MCU movie, like old MCU movie I haven't seen because it's so bad. Like I legitimately could not sit through it. I legitimately could not finish the movie because it was so bad. Like if you want to talk about bad MCU movies, look at Thor: The Dark World, Eternals, and fucking Hulk 2008. All right? There's a reason why the MCU has pretended like that movie hasn't existed for the last 10 years, okay? Up until the small Abomination cameo in Shang-Chi. All right, let's go. All right, that's probably enough anyway. This dude's not going to make any like additional arguments. It's just going to be go woke, go broke over and over again for the next 13 minutes. Anyway, If you enjoyed this video and you like me making fun of this absolute dumb fuck, consider dropping a like on the video, subscribing, and even ringing the bell icon on my channel to turn on all notifications so YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload a new video, because believe me, they won't do it otherwise. If you want to actually know when I upload, you gotta ring that bell icon. Not to mention, if you're watching either, after the fact in the form of a video segment or on YouTube while I'm streaming, consider dropping a like. It's completely free and it helps out a lot. It helps YouTube continue to recommend the stream to people. And yeah, it goes pretty hard. Thank you. And of course, finally, if you've got the money for it, you don't need it for anything else, and you just don't know what to do with it, consider donating to me. This is my job after all, and without your support, your extremely generous support, by the way, I just wouldn't be able to do this for a living, and this is my dream job, and I'm thankful to you guys every single day that I'm able to do this for a living instead of working some shitty wage slave job, so I want to thank you guys for that again. Anyway, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and have a good one. All he did was jump around the whole movie and fought some mutated dogs in the Hulk. Oh, you mean the '03 Hulk movie? Oh yeah, that one was awful too. There hasn't been a good Hulk movie. I'm sorry, there just hasn't been. There hasn't been a good Hulk movie. You'll never convince me. I don't think it's possible to have a good Hulk movie. Like, maybe you could, but like the Hulk in his... I think the best Hulk movie is unironically Thor Ragnarok. That's the best Hulk movie. He's basically a second main character. He's like basically like a main character in that movie. And the Hulk is good when he is supplemented by other characters. He cannot carry a movie. So what I'm really curious about is She-Hulk. Do you think She-Hulk will be able to carry a TV show with Bruce Banner? I'm really curious. I will add them, Kimbell, but I've just been busy. I'm sorry. All right, guys. Hulk out, dab. All right, guys. Listen up. You know what time it is? You guys know what time it is? It's time to get hyped.
We gon' hump them, we gon' suck their dicks off. We gon' hump them, we gon' suck their dicks off.
It's about dick, it's about penis. Men are from Mars, but I'm from Venus. Put it in the butt, stick him in the shower, and take what's ours. I want to drain the main vein, prostate massage so insane until you scream, I'm so motherfucking gay. When we gonna fuck though? Masturbation, ejaculation, slinging lots of semen to the masses. Face to face and now we fornicating, pussy only when I'm busting asses. Meat on you so thick indeed, when I'm pumping hard you're gonna scream, mama. Don't bring condoms to the queen, Brahma. Coming on you with the stream, mana.
Get hyped, chat, because you know what we're about to do? We are about to hop on to the Xanderhal 12 Days of Christmas Minecraft server and just check in on things for a bit. I don't really have much left to do on the server, really. So I think I'm just going to fly around for a little while and just go ahead and get a look at the village and see what's up. By the way, guys, if you're on the server and you plan to compete in the build competition, you might want to know there's only 2 days left for you to finish your build. Uh-oh. Apillo, your build's still pretty primitive here. You got a lot of work to do. The judging will be taking place on Christmas Day. So you have until my stream on Christmas Day both to play on the server before the server is shut down, as well as to build your entry for the build competition. I will be giving you guys fair warning to mark your builds. We'll find a way to like mark them that's a little bit more easy, but man, people have really been going out on this server. It's wild. Look at this build.
Welcome
this
to
house is
capitalism,
fucking
dude.
dope. Who does this belong to? Community hangout. Oh yeah, this is the community hangout. Oh my god. It's gotten even more fucking cozy. Look at this. Community chest. Oh, that's so cool. Presents, a sofa. Got a fireplace, stockings everywhere, presents. Ah, shit. Oh, little, oh, this is cool. Like a little, it's so nice. Don't touch the cake. Oh, man. Look at this. You guys see why I love this server so much? Here, let's go downstairs and take a look at the rest of the builds. All right. Who's this belong to? Poop here. It is an... Ugh, fuck. Poop here. It is an esche, bruh. What is an esche? Ah, nice little painting. There we go. You can announce that there is stuff for free in the community chest, Xanderhal. Yes, there's apparently free stuff in the community chest. If you need anything and you're on the server, hit up that community building right there. That's what it looks like. Hit that building up and take what you like from the chest. Within reason. Within reason. Ooh, this is a nice little build. We checked this one out. Ooh, they put twinkling lights along it. Interesting. These builds are really nice. This one's interesting. I like the way that this build's kind of structured. Whose house is this? Drakasai's house. Let's get a look inside. Ooh, kitty. Ooh, not bad. We got some of the cooking mod stuff here that I never actually ended up getting to mess with. That's sad. I cannot wait for the next year's version of this when we're playing on a modern version with better mods. It's gonna be so fucking hype when we do this next year. Assuming you guys want me to do it next year. Not bad. Not bad at all. Nice and decorated on the inside. Got some lights up in here. Ooh, even a third floor as well. I like the effect with, like, the windows going all the way up here that they did. Really, like, unique design. Very, very interesting house design. Really, really cool. We got some really talented builders in the server. I'm going to feel so bad judging the contest because, all of the runner-ups are going to be, like... so good. I'm going to feel bad for having to choose one that I like the most because there are some really good builds here. This one really stands out. Look at this one. I have to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of it being made out of non-spruce logs, but I mean, for what it's made of, I really like it. It's actually a tavern. Oh, hey, Sifaluk, how you doing? Really nice tavern. Really, really cool. Nice and Christmassy decorated. Just a full-on tavern. It's fucking dope. It's big, too. And it's the perfect style for the build as well. I really, really appreciate that. Of course, we got this build as well. Nothing too crazy here. I think this person just played for like a day and then never actually continued playing, so they're probably not actually entered in the build contest. This person, I think, is probably not playing anymore. Whose house is this? Carbon Cole's house? Yeah, I haven't seen Carbon Cole on, so they're probably not entered into the contest. Here's my house. Torgo's Hand. Definitely a nice build. Really, really like it. The Bussy Church. This house is fucking nuts. This house is coming along. Ooh, that's a really nice design choice. Holy shit. That's really... oh my god, this is cool. Definitely is still a work in progress. Wait, what? Is that a TV? What? Bro, what? How does it work? Wait, actually, I'll just delete it. Let me delete it, because now I just spawned a TV in. Hold on. How's it work? Oh, well. Okay, I guess I don't know how it works, then. I'm not even going to try to figure out how it works. I'm too stupid. It's He-Man? Yeah, I know. Oh, that's the scene from, Polar Express. What a nostalgic shot that is. Yeah, really fucking cool bases coming along on the server. There's really not much for me to do today, so I don't really have, you know, I'm probably not really going to do any gaming. I think I'm just going to wrap up stream in a few minutes because we've been streaming for almost 3 hours and we got a good amount of segments done, and I'm hungry. Yeah, I just want to show you guys around the village, get you guys, you know, a little bit of an updated look on how things are going. This build is definitely coming along well. Really excited to see how this one's going to turn out. I assume this is probably the cookies build. And then this build's also very nice. This is Blocky Leo 8's house. And frankly, I'm going to give you guys a little insight on my voting. So far, unless people step up their game over the next 2 days, my top-rated build is going to be Blocky Leo's build. They just went exactly for what I wanted everyone to go for with their builds. Like, when I wanted people to build houses in a Christmas village, Blocky Leo, they did build a bit too far away from like town square for my liking, but in terms of the build itself and like how they made it, literally exactly what I wanted to see. I mean, I can't speak for the other judges. There's going to be 2 other judges, and their scores are going to matter. But Blocky Leo, you should feel pretty damn confident that you're going to get the high score from me above anyone else so far, because just comparing your build now to everyone else's builds now, I'm sorry, but yours is my favorite so far. I'm not saying I don't love this build or that build or any of the rest of the builds, but fuck. Really hard to deny that this house wasn't just perfect, you know? Like, this house is just perfect. It was perfectly made to accommodate the Christmas decorations for the mod. Unfortunately, with some of these other builds, I mean, this is like the second runner-up, I'd say. The cookie, I think this is, whose house is this? I actually don't remember whose house this is, but insofar as, like, decoration goes, unfortunately, this house wasn't really made with the Christmas Craft mod in mind, which severely limits how well decorated it can be. And I'm definitely adding points for how well decorated your house is when it comes to the Christmas lights. For sure. So, just keep that in mind. How well your house is decorated, the Christmas Craft mod stuff and the furniture mod stuff will impact your score. So, yeah. I only got the Christmas mods like yesterday. Well, there, you got time. You got time. You have time to work on your build and do with it what you will. But you are definitely in a close second place right now, Nina. You are in a close second place behind Blocky Leo 8 in my mind, just because Blocky Leo 8 was able to incorporate so many, like, for example, the way that the house has a lot of full, unobstructed, flat, like rings around it that you can easily place the Christmas lights on and not have it look weird. With this build, it's kind of difficult to have the Christmas lights on it. I think you could probably put lights along here maybe and have it look really good, and maybe you could end up taking the lead. I don't know. There's probably a lot of stuff you could do. But like, you are definitely at a close second, Nina. A really close second. You and Blocky Leo are definitely in the lead right now. And a little more work on this build, a little more accommodation for Christmas decorations, and in my mind, you might pass Blocky Leo 8. But that also serves as a warning to you, Blocky Leo 8. That serves as a warning to you to make sure that you perfect your house a bit more. Because while I can't think of any ways you could make this better, you know, you should definitely think about it, because who knows, your competition might pull ahead, and if you want that $50 gift card, then you guys are gonna have to get ruthless. And there's gonna be 2 other judges. Lonnie's gonna be judging, and I believe Ethan will be judging as well. If not, then Balth will be judging. So yeah, make sure you account for what all the judges are gonna like to see. So yeah, I'm excited to see who ends up winning. And of course, you will be getting the on the day of the contest, you'll be getting the reward, and you guys all only have 2 more days to perfect your entries. If you have not gotten onto the server yet and you want to be whitelisted, then frankly, it's probably already too late. You should have sent whitelist requests earlier. But you can still get on. I recommend messaging me in Discord, direct messages with proof that you've subbed, donated, gifted a sub, anything like that in the past. And your Minecraft username. I'll send you all the rest you need to join. But beyond that, did I submit anything? No, I'm a judge. I can't do that. None of the judges are submitting an entry. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, and this boat is also pretty good. With a few changes to make this boat look a little bit less... It's a little bit too square, like blocky. It's a little bit too Minecrafty. Like a little bit of work on this boat, and this could probably win too. Like, this one's pretty fucking up there. The idea of a Christmas ship docked in the harbor is super creative and cool, and I really like it. Competition entry by George Popsy. Nice. Good job on that boat, George Popsy. Okay, shenanigans. Oh, the boat, I didn't get to see it yet. It's super duper cool. I will also be making this map as well as the mod pack to play on this public after the series ends, which means you will be able to play on this world with all the mods and everything, with the whole village preserved and everything like that for all eternity, basically. unless the world ends, you will also be able to play and explore on this world and download it for yourself to play with the mods and everything, even after the server goes down, if you want to be able to remember this world. I certainly will probably be keeping it so I can remember this world. And honestly, Minecraft-wise, this is probably the coolest thing I've ever been a part of. Like, this has probably been the peak of my experience playing Minecraft my whole life, has been being a part of this server. Just a community of friends all getting together and building like a close-knit, tight little Christmas village that's super wholesome. Absolutely fucking amazing. The kind of stuff I dreamed of being able to do as a kid, you know? Like, when I was a kid, I'd always be like, when I'm a YouTuber one day, I'm gonna be able to have a big Minecraft server with all my friends when we make a cool village and everything. And now I've actually achieved it. And frankly, I could not be more grateful to you guys. I wish I could have joined. You absolutely could have, Caesar. All it took was a DM to me. You're a blue name. All it would have took was a DM to me. So you can still message me. If you've got Minecraft, you can still message me with your in DMs with your Minecraft username and get in. But I will say by now, it's probably too late. If you haven't already gotten started on the server and started making builds, then it's probably too late. And for those of you that like played on the first 2 days and then quit and just left like a shack behind, like this person and some of the people that built around here, then I'm really sorry. Use the resources we gathered. They're for sharing. Yeah, but like it's unless you plan to build for 2 days straight, it's gonna be pretty difficult to catch up to everybody else. Anyway, guys, is Zan streaming? Yes, I am. I assume you couldn't hear me because you don't know I'm streaming. I wish I could play more, but I'm bedridden. I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. Anyway, guys, you've all been fucking amazing. I think here's where I'm going to wrap up the stream. I'm going to play some Spider-Man PS4 on my PlayStation 4 Pro for the rest of the day. And just have generally a pretty chilled day since I got my segments out of the way, streamed early and everything. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my afternoon. Anyway, guys, with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. You've all been so amazing. I'd play some Minecraft, but I mean, there's not really anything for me to do on the server at this point. I've done all there really is to do. All there is to do now is let people finish their build contest entries and for us to take part in the build contest, or not for us to judge the build contest on Christmas Day. So, gonna be pretty fucking hype. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and as per the request of several people in chat, enjoy. Doo-doo fart.
We gon' hump them, we gon' suck their dicks off. We gon' hump them, we gon' suck their dicks off.
It's about dick, it's about penis. Men are from Mars, but I'm from Venus. Put it in the butt, stick him in the shower, and take what's ours. I want to drain the main vein, prostate massage so insane until you scream, I'm so motherfucking gay. When we gonna fuck though? Masturbation, ejaculation, slinging lots of semen to the masses. Face to face and now we fornicating, pussy only when I'm busting asses. Meat on you so thick indeed, when I'm pumping hard you're gonna scream, mama. Don't bring condoms to the queen, Rama. Coming on you with the stream, mana.